Manatee County to battle the Hurricanes, looking for their first state championship since 1992. It will be at Donnybrook here at Hawkins Stadium. Hurricanes hosting the Panthers next on Bright House Sports Network. Two teams enter Hawkins Stadium tonight in Bradenton for the right to play for a state championship in Class 7A. It's the Dwyer Panthers and the Manatee Hurricanes on the final Subway Restaurants football game of the week. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Drew Felios alongside 15-year NFL veteran Mark Royals. Well, it's about half of the matchup that we expected. We all thought St. Thomas Aquinas would be here in this position challenging Manatee, but Dwyer gets the upset win 6-3. The Panthers come in tonight facing a ferocious Manatee defense.
Well, you've heard the adage, offenses win games, defenses win championships. Manatee's defense is really outrageous. So you look at the #1 team in the nation, Don Bosco, held them to 22 points, 13 of those coming in the last 7 minutes. If you like defenses, you tune into the right game tonight.
A great defense led by tremendous linebackers, both big-time Division I prospects led by Herschel Kaywood.
Yeah, Herschel Kaywood and Darius White, two guys that really are the big reason why that Manatee defense works. These guys are very ferocious. They like contact. They're very physical. We'll be talking about them all night. They're the reason they're so effective on the defensive side.
Yeah, and don't get us wrong. You still need great quarterback play to win a state title, and the Manatee Hurricanes feel they have that in Court Sandberg.
Yeah, Court Sandberg, he's really a great quarterback. You look at the numbers for the year. He's already, look at the attention he's drawing, but he's the kind of kid that he's fast enough, moves around with his legs well, spreads the ball around. That's probably his biggest asset. 4 receivers with over 27 receptions on the year.
Mark, you know, anytime you face a Dwyer team, you're going to face a program loaded with athletes. Their quarterback nearly beat Aquinas by himself in crunch time when it mattered most last week, Fatan Bada.
Yeah, Fatan Bada, he's a special kid, and he's a guy that's really developed as the year's gone on. He's very instinctive. He's become really good at reading defenses, which he struggled a little bit early in the year. He's a better thrower of the football. And oh, by the way, the genes are pretty good. 4 older brothers, they've all played college football. He'll follow suit. He's already committed to Georgia.
So Dwyer taking on Manatee for the right to advance to the Citrus Bowl in Orlando. Kickoff is coming up next on Bright House Sports Network.
Best high school football is on the Subway Restaurant Game of the Week, with Central Florida's best high school seniors clashing in the 13th annual Central Florida All-Star Game. Live Thursday at 7:30, Bright House Sports Network, Channel 47 and HD 1147. It's the Bright House Sports Network Athletes of the Week. Log on to see if your favorite high school sports star makes the cut above the rest. Go to BHSN.com now for the sports you love and the teams you want to see. Bright House Sports Network Athletes of the Week, only on BHSN.com.
Gift giving has never been easier. Find the perfect gift for the sports nut in your family and Play It Again Sports during our super store-wide sale. You'll find everything you'll need at our guaranteed low prices. Baseball gear, lacrosse, basketball goals, ping pong tables, treadmills, golf, and more. Talk to the experts and trade in your gently used equipment to create your own discount, or we'll buy your equipment for cash. So get to Play It Again Sports during the super store-wide sale going on now. Play It Again Sports. New equipment, guaranteed low prices.
So we are ready for state semifinal football in Class 7A. 12-1 Dwyer, 11-2 Manatee. And tonight's telecast brought to you by Subway Restaurants, December Customer Appreciation Month. Come in and get your 6-inch cold cut combo or 6-inch meatball marinara for just $2. Only for a limited time. Subway, eat fresh. And by Sagicor, wise financial thinking for life. So we've also got crews all over the Tampa Bay area tonight. Let's send it to Brooke Bennett in the studio. Brooke, what have you got?
Well, thanks, Drew, and of course, exciting night down in Palmetto as they bring the state semifinals back home tonight, facing a tough team, Norland of Miami. And I'm here with second-year head coach Dave Marino. It's got to be exciting after the travel last week to bring it back home for your fans here in Palmetto.
Oh, absolutely. The whole city's abuzz. The student body's abuzz. Everybody's excited. And, our kids did a great job going down there in a hostile environment and getting that win. And we said we weren't going to die in Immokalee, Florida. We wanted to come home and see what we could do in this next round. So we're excited.
What has this week meant for the team? Last week you gave such a great speech when I was out here about just being prepared and that no team is more prepared than this team this year. Is that the same focus that you guys are going into tonight with this Norland team of Miami?
Oh, absolutely. Every week it's just another week that we do things the same way, and that's the discipline and regiment that we have and we've instilled in these kids. So, you know, they feel confident because of the way we prepare every week, and this is just another step towards a state title.
Coach, are you feeling right now at this moment, is it surreal, or is this season really coming together as you had planned it out since you took the head coaching job here?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Exactly what we had envisioned when we took the program over. We saw the greatness in Palmetto and these kids and the potential here. And, you know, like I said, everything is just following his plan. So.
Well, good luck, and we hope to see you guys in the state finals next week. Drew, we'll send it back to you.
All right, Brooke, thank you so much. Brooke will be giving us updates throughout the night from Palmetto High School, taking on Norland out of Miami. We'll also keep you updated on that planned contest as the Manatee Hurricanes run out onto the field. Manatee tonight looking to shine on Bright House Sports Network and punch their ticket to Orlando. But let's learn more about these Dwyer Panthers, and to tell us more, let's send it down on the field to Derek Sharp.
First of all, they're very shifty. I almost got run over by several of them, so they're ready to go. It's the first time they've had to actually make a road trip of any significance this year. The longest they've had to go was about a 30-minute drive. I heard it's about a 3-hour bus ride, not so bad. By the way, I've also heard after last week's sort of conservative game plan for Manatee against Fort Pierce Central, look for Joe Canan to be a lot less conservative, namely air it out early on. We'll keep an eye on that.
Well, thanks, Derek. Coach Canan very critical of himself last week and the Manatee win that got him here. And Mark Royals, he was not shy about criticizing his play calling.
Well, I think it's important as a coach that you recognize if you didn't have your best game. And he jokingly said, you know, sometimes players have games, but also coaches do. He was disappointed in his play calling. Looks to rebound tonight, but we got a great matchup. Both defenses are really strong. Have kind of propelled both of the teams here tonight. And I talked to both coaches, too, about the pressure of this game, because if you lose it, you're one game away from your ultimate goal of having a shot at the state championship. They both try to deflect it, saying, what pressure? You know, it's just a game. Well, trust me, these coaches want it as bad as anybody, and, of course, the players do. It's why they work so hard to put themselves in this position.
That win came over Fort Pierce Central last week for Manatee. As you take a look at Jack Daniels' 16th season as Dwyer's head coach, only the second in program history. Look at the record, though. He has put together quite a program. It took them 8 years to make their first playoff in 1999, and this football team has turned into a dynasty since.
And that's what it was his plan. When he came to Dwyer, he wanted to turn them into a dynasty, and he's done that, and they're excited to be here with a great opportunity.
Nicholas Tankersley puts it in the air, and it will be a touchback for those Dwyer Panthers. Fatan Bata will start from the 20-yard line, and he has put up incredible numbers this season. An amazing mark when you look at number 5. He has only been playing the quarterback position for about 1 year, and oh, has he blossomed.
Yeah, and the kid comes out, and he's just an athlete, and midway through the season, Bata's passes started turning into these nice tight spirals, began to manage the game a lot more effectively, became a good reader of defenses. His progress has been unbelievable.
So Bata takes the snap, and he'll go long on the first play. Down the sidelines and over fires Clinton Stevens. The sophomore wide receiver with 4.4 speed just led a little bit too far. Let's take a look at this Dwyer offense loaded with talent. Courtney Lowry and Jelani Jean-Louis, the backfield for the Panthers. Dixon, Stevens, and Brown will be catching the passes tonight. There's the offensive line, and when you look at Dwyer, Patrick Miller, a 4-star offensive tackle. He's committed to LSU, and he's a good one. Second down. This is Bata, and this is what he does so well. 5 yards, 10 yards, pushed out of bounds at the 30, right at the first down marker.
Yeah, you take a look at him, and one thing comes to mind right away when he runs the ball is reminiscent of Tim Tebow, who's in the news every day. But this guy is so talented. He's strong. You can see right there with a stiff arm. He leads the team, 611 rushing yards, 6 touchdowns. This kid is very, very well balanced. Throwing the ball, running the ball, a good leader of this offense.
It was Clinton Heaven that knocked him out of bounds right there. 3rd down and inches now. And Balta just had to lean forward to get that 1st down, and I believe they will say he has it. Yes, he does. At the 30-yard line as we take a look at this Manatee 4-2-5 defense. Oh, they are so talented up front with Dawsey, Christmas, just a sophomore, Derek Calloway, the best of the bunch, and Blake Keller, the 3rd generation Hurricane. There's the linebackers we talked about in the open. White and K. Wood will make plays all over the field. And the secondary with Yancey, Clinton Heaven, Willie Smith, Rashawn Goff, and Jalen Holmes, who's trying to get as much attention as he can in this atmosphere here tonight. Bata throws downfield, and a catch nearly made but incomplete. Once again, was looking for his wideout mark, Clinton Stevens, and just a little bit too far.
Yeah, and you look at Bata right there in the pocket. He does a great job of surveying the field. We talked about his ability to read defenses. Watch his head. Several times he's looking back, going to his checks down, 2nd, 3rd receivers, finds a breaking receiver over the middle, delivers a pass. It's a catchable ball. That's where he's improved the most, his ability to survey the field and find the open guy.
That brings up 2nd down and 10. Courtney Lowry's the running back next to Bauta, and they'll give him the football. Lowry tries to make a cut, but getting him by the shoelace. A nice play made is Herschel Kaywood, the 3-year starter. Got him by the ankles.
Yeah, the strength of that defense up the middle. You're not going to get a lot of yardage there, but he comes around the edge, hangs on to the leg, and drags him down. Herschel Kaywood, as you look at his numbers on the year, but this Manatee defense, unbelievable the numbers they've put up against really good competition all year. That's why they're here, though. The strength of this team is for sure their defense.
So after a 2.5-yard gain, it's 3rd down and 7. Flags are down as play is stopped, and let's check the infraction.
Dead ball, equipment violation on the defense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
So an interesting call right there. Coach Canan can't believe it. It costs Manatee 5 yards as this Hurricanes program early games mark against Good Counsel and Don Bosco Prep to prepare themselves to get to this moment and to finish the deal.
Yeah, and they still felt like, even though that was great competition, they had a chance to come out of those first 3 games undefeated. But they lost 2 out of the first 3.
Here's the completion. Stevens tackled immediately as Brent Yancey drags him down at the 46, but not before he picks up a 1st down.
Yeah, Clinton Stevens, a guy with a lot of speed. I like to get the ball to him in space. He can make a lot of things happen as you look at his numbers on the year. But they're very well balanced, and I like what I've seen so far out of Button, the way he controls this offense. You can see as he's progressed early in the year, wasn't quite as comfortable. He's in pure command of that offense and knows exactly what he's doing.
So now Stevens will line up at the top of your screen on the other side. Dwyer showing Manatee a lot of looks here to start the game, and that's going to be overthrown. Well, Johnny Dixon also runs 4.4 in the 40. So he's got some blazing fast wide receivers that he's looking at tonight.
Yeah, missed an opportunity right there. Bata spotted him over the middle, and he broke free late, just a little bit too deep for him. But a good job of surveying the field, throwing the ball up, giving your fast receiver a chance to go down and make a play early in the football game. But I'm really impressed. You don't see a lot of quarterbacks as polished as what I'm seeing out of number 5 so far. Makes really quick decisions, sits back in that pocket, very technically sound, sets his feet, delivers the ball. Very impressive.
2nd down now. And 10, Lowry picks up 4, dragged down by Kaywood. Herschel Kaywood making the play, and a couple of those early incompletions, Mark. One thing that we've seen up here is the Dwyer wide receivers have been able to separate a little bit from the Manatee defensive backs.
Yeah, and it's interesting. We talk about the defense in this low-scoring game last week for Dwyer, 6-3, Manatee 13-10. We were kind of talking before the game. What kind of game are we going to see tonight? Are we going to see an offensive explosion and these guys kind of getting it in gear? Right now, Dwyer looks very impressive offensively.
3rd down. Bata looks right, throws, and it's incomplete. Well, it's looking out there for Clinton Stevens. He threw to him 4 times on this drive, completed 1. And now it's 4th down.
Yeah, you're at midfield here. You've moved the ball. What you've done is you've flipped the field. Got a couple of really good kickers tonight, so field position is going to be of utmost importance. You get a couple of first downs, let your punter go out, pin Manatee back, and make them drive the length of the field.
So Bobby Puyol on the field now for Dwyer. He's standing at the 35. Ryan Taylor back to receive for the Hurricanes. This is a wobbly kick, and not a good one. Puyol not going to be happy with himself after that one, as Manatee will have good field position.
Yeah, Puyol, a guy that can play quarterback too, so keep an eye on him in that punt as a punter tonight, whether they're going to try a little bit of a trickery or not, but that's a guy that can get it done.
So there is Cord Sandberg, and the number that really sticks out, Mark, as our stats just switch right there, but before, 73% you saw quickly there on your screen completion percentage. In high school, that is ridiculous.
It is ridiculous, and he's very efficient, and that's what you have to be if you want to get to a state championship. The guy calling the plays has to be efficient and effective, and he certainly is that at a 73% clip.
Sandberg caught. Taylor up to the 45, first down Hurricanes.
That's a good start. I know Joe Canan was very anxious to get out here, coming off a game where he felt like as a coach he didn't have a great game plan. And we talked about a Tim Tebow reference. Both of these guys are going to draw a reference to that guy. He actually fits the suit a little more, being the left-handed kid, but a nice opening play.
First down. It's Anthony Loro this time. This is an exciting player. Loro across midfield and thrown out of bounds at the 44. The best weapon in the Hurricanes attack. Where's number 23?
Yeah, this is a very explosive kid, the fastest one on their team. Get the ball in his hands, a little crossing handoff, and he gets up through a little hole, and you can see the strength. Hard to get him on the ground. It's going to be tough enough to catch him, too, because this kid is very, very explosive.
Yeah, he has been dynamic rushing and catching the football. First down. Sandberg slings it out to Loro. Nearly got a hand on it, but Anthony Loro, 9 yards, as he is driven out at the 35-yard line. This Manatee offense is moving it right now. They are loaded with power, with speed, and with strength. As you get a look at Loro, who has come up from the JV program and absolutely worked wonders with quarterback Cord Sandberg.
Yeah, great out of the backfield, has tremendous hands, and when you draw reference to Wes Welker, they like to compare him to the all-pro receiver for the New England Patriots. You can see why. All over the field, makes plays everywhere, very consistent player.
Second down now in inches. Sandberg hits his man, it's Ryan Taylor. That's a first down to the 22-yard line. Manatee moving the football well on this first drive. Let's take a look one more time at this play. Taylor playing well so far.
Great job by Cord Sandberg. He comes out on the edge there with the potential fake option, but he spots a receiver and pulls up and delivers the football. Manatee, very impressive opening drive.
Ryan Taylor, his father was on the 85 Manatee team that won a state championship. How about that? So 1st and 10 for Sandberg, slinging it out. Ryan's number called one more time, and Taylor has 10 and 13 down near the 10-yard line. Another Manatee first down.
Yeah, that's just a tremendous play by your wide receiver. Get the ball to him in space, and then you have to make a player miss. Anthony Williams is right on him, but he cannot make the tackle. A couple of juke moves. You see he slipped a little bit, regained his balance, and got it up the field for another first down. Very impressive opening drive.
So Sandberg comes out red hot. 4 of 4 passing for Sandberg, and it's first down up the middle. And this is going to pick up a couple. The ball may have came out, and I believe it did. First down, Dwyer. Antonio Agers fumbled the football, Mark, and Dwyer has recovered.
Yeah, when you're in the middle of traffic right there, it's a good handoff, but you can see as the contact is made, that ball gets on the ground, so it's clearly a fumble. A good shot right there, hands reaching around the ball. When you're in traffic, you have to cover it up. turnovers are always a huge part of a football game. When you have two defenses like we're seeing tonight, they're going to be of utmost importance. So that's a huge momentum swing as Manatee was taking control of the football game.
So Agers, who doesn't get many carries, can't take advantage of the playing time that time. And now the Panthers have it. And Lowry across the 10 near the 15-yard line. So Dwyer dodges an early Manatee bullet, and now they're going to try and put something together.
Yeah, that's important as Manatee comes out and establishes themselves on the offensive side. They're playing at home. The crowd's excited getting into the football game. Momentum's a huge part of any level of football, and they were about to take control of it. Dwyer with a huge defensive stop.
Second down. This Dwyer team making their 13th playoff appearance as Bata now takes off. Patan Bata. First down yardage near the 28-yard line. This is a big night here in Manatee County because Derek Sharp, football altogether in these parts, much improved this season.
Drew, Mark, and I were very much alive last time there was this big a night here in Manatee County. It was back in 1985. Both Southeast and Manatee hosted state championship games. Yes, they played on home fields. Since then, they changed the format. Only one other city, Pensacola, had ever had that honor. But with Palmetto also playing tonight, it's a big one for Manatee County.
Patan Bata rolls right and takes off with it. Boy, he is special across the 40. And another Panther first down.
Wow, that's impressive. And the thing that stands out about this kid is his vision. You can see when he's coming down the line of scrimmage, he takes the snap out of the shotgun, and he's looking. If there's an open receiver, he'll deliver it, but he turns and cuts it up. And look at the strength, pulling away from tacklers. Very tough kid. He's got great size, 230 pounds, runs extremely well. He's an impressive athlete.
And right now, he's a little out of breath. When we come back, Dwyer with the football from the 42 and driving. You're watching the Subway Restaurants Game of the Week. 7A state semifinals on Bright House Sports Network. Dwyer and Manatee, Drew Felios, Mark Royals, Derek Sharp, and Mark, as we get ready to resume play here, still no score, and time now for your keys to the game.
Yeah, you look at these two teams, they're very equal defensively. Field position is going to be huge, and they both have really good kickers, Dwyer and Bobby Puyol, Manatee, Nicholas Tankersley. Also turnovers, we've already seen the impact of what a turnover can make. Manatee's driving, Dwyer strips the ball, goes the other way. Against Fort Pierce, they had one turnover, cost them a touchdown and the game. And then, of course, penalties are always huge. You look at a game against Good Counsel, over 100 yards in penalties. They lost by 7 in double overtime.
Right now, Dwyer from the 42 with a first down. It's Lowry, and he picks up 6 before he is stopped right there. And making the tackle was Darius White, the all-world linebacker for Manatee. White had Mississippi State on campus here at Manatee High School, scouting him earlier this week.
Yeah, Darius White, he's an impressive player. We talked in the open what an impact they make. This kid loves to fly around. He's very athletic, loves to fly around the field, and he's very physical. He's not just going to try to drag you down. He's going to make you remember him when he brings his hat to the party.
Second down and 4 now. And another handoff. Lowry running through tackles. And stopped finally at the 43. How about dragging some big-time beef along that Manatee front?
Yeah, and important for Dwyer to establish some balance offensively. We've seen that Bata can move the ball through the air, also with his legs, but you have to have some sort of running game in order to create that balance and keep Manatee from just zoning in on one side or the other.
So 26 yards rushing right now for Lowry. He's starting to open it up. Jelani Jean-Lewis in motion, and Lowry shakes the tackle and bounces it to the outside. Gains 15, stopped at the 30, as right there Herschel Kaywood knocked him out of bounds. Another Panther first down.
Yeah, this is just a running back making a play. He's got a defender coming in from the outside there, number 4, Rashawn Goff, but he just makes a little cut, gets to the outside. Tremendous blocking by Miller on the edge, creates that space.
Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay first down.
And we talked about the penalties and what an impact that makes. Both coaches will tell you most of the time when a penalty happens, it's at such an inopportune time. You get a big play, you have momentum, and then it's nullified by a penalty, and it backs you up and creates a problem, creating consistency on your drives. It drives coaches insane.
So that pushes the Panthers back. Now it's first down and a little more than 16. Otto, play fake, under pressure, and throws it just out of the arms of his wide receiver. Down there was Jelani Jean-Louis, incomplete. Well, let's send it to the studio now. J.B. Long with an early update on that Palmetto Miami-Norland game.
Andrew, our first update comes from 5A. First quarter, Tigers on the doorstep. Josh Hicks takes it in on the touchdown plunge. 7-0 this score. We'll send it back to Drew in Manatee.
Well, thank you, JB. Here still no score, and Mark, couple penalties on the Panthers have ruined this drive.
Yeah, it kills drives, and you see it at all levels. And we talk about our Buccaneers a lot and the problems they're having. They have the penalties at the most inopportune time. There's normally never a good time for a penalty. Down in distance, it creates lots of problems.
From the 48, Bata fakes, tries to take off himself, but Manatee will swallow him at the 48-yard line. DeMarcus Christmas, big number 90, was there to make the play. When you look at him, hard to believe he is only a 10th grader.
Yeah, very explosive physical player, but what they do is lane discipline. As Bata tries to go up the middle, you can see you have to maintain gap integrity, and the 4 interior linemen do a great job. He has nowhere to run with the football, so tremendous job of knowing, recognizing what you're seeing offensively and staying in your gap and staying home to make a play.
Derek Calloway was also there with Christmas to make that stop, and now the crowd is going to make their presence felt on third down, 16. And noise, you got to think, Mark, a factor right there.
Timeout, Dwyer. That'll be their first charge timeout.
So timeout on the field. Dwyer will talk this over, and tonight we have got you covered on BHSN.com. Highlights and post-game reaction from around the viewing area. Plant at home, hosting Fletcher. Lakeland taking on First Coast up in Jacksonville. Armwood and Seffner hosting Bartram Trail, and Palmetto taking on Norland. Mark, the Tampa Bay area well represented, and congratulations, I should add, to Admiral Farragut to advancing to the state championship game. But Mark, when you get there, it's not always pleasant, as Admiral Farragut, the Blue Jackets, found out today.
Yeah, found out the hard way, and they got blown out. I mean, you can take some solace. You got to the state championship, but you obviously want to win the last game and go home feeling good about yourself. Congratulations for making that. But there's some good football teams we just went over, and that's what we love about the Florida area. Just great football teams. They do it consistently year in and year out, and we're always talking about, it seems, the same teams every year.
So third down and a key play coming up for the Hurricanes. Keep an eye on the defensive line from Manatee. And here they come. Screen set up beautifully. It's Clinton Stevens running down the field. A 32-yard gain down near the 21-yard line.
That's a great play call by Dwyer. Spread them out, 4 wide receivers. Come back with the little screen across the middle. Look off to your right. Deliver the football to one of your most explosive players. Let him get out in space, and Clinton Stevens, and he does the rest. A great play call and great execution by that Dwyer offense. It's a good job. They had the penalty. They had momentum going. They were backed up. They were able to keep their wits about them, plug away, get themselves going again, and pick up that first down, and now they're in scoring territory. Great job.
First down and 10. The numbers on Stevens. He's been active here early. Now it's Bata, and he picks up 5, rushing along that right side. And Mark, keep in mind, Dwyer, a program that in 2008 took on Plan in the state semifinals when Aaron Murray made his triumphant return. They lost a heartbreaker. They lost a heartbreaker last year to Armwood High School in Seffner when the Hawks kicked a last-second field goal. They did win state back in 2009. They beat Armwood along the way, but Dwyer has had their hearts broken a lot.
They really have, and it's in the form of coming to the Tampa Bay area, and those are tough games to get to that point and lose. They certainly have overcome it, but those are some tough lessons.
Here's Lowry finding some space, and Courtney Lowry is down to the 6. This is going to be another first down as Clinton Heaven had to come up from his defensive back spot to make the touchdown-saving tackle.
Yeah, good tough run there by Courtney Lowry up the middle. He finds some space and allows his blockers, very patient running the football. Give your guys a chance up front to give you some space and then get through it when the opportunity's there. And Dwyer on the move with a very impressive drive.
What a drive this has been, and they have overcome penalties. The 11th play of this drive.
Yeah, it does a lot of things. It gets you locked into your consistency on the offense, and it starts to wear down that Manatee defense a little bit. And Manatee offense can't score if they're on the sideline.
Bada throws low. Was looking for that quick slant, and Clinton Stevens, second down.
Yeah, Bada looked like he lost his footing there and delivered that ball in the ground. Looks like his front foot slipped as he went to deliver. Had a breaking receiver. Looks like he had a chance to get that completed.
As I said in the open, not many people thought St. Thomas Aquinas was not going to be in this spot. Manatee had tailor-made their season so they'd be ready to take on the Raiders. And here's Dwyer tonight.
Says a lot about Dwyer. They're going up and they're beating St. Thomas Aquinas 6-3. What a battle that was.
Bata tries to take off, but he is swallowed as Herschel Kaywood got him from behind and eventually tripped him up.
Yeah, Herschel Kaywood did a nice job coming off the edge and getting a hold of that jersey, and Bata looked like the ball about popped out of his hand, so good job by him of maintaining ball security. The last thing you want to do, Manatee gets down in scoring position and turned it over, and Dwyer close to doing the same thing.
So now a third down for the Panthers as we've got about a minute and a half to go here in this first quarter. It's the final football game of the year for us on Bright House Sports Network. What a season it has been, and it just went by way too quick.
Yeah, hard to believe that it went by that fast. And you know, we've talked about all the different teams that we've covered and had an opportunity to watch and grow, and some of these young kids and the colleges they're going to be going to. It's been an exciting year. We're certainly happy to be able to bring that to you.
Well, you know, it seems like any time you see Dwyer in any uniform, I remember then, Mark, last year in the state basketball championships out in Lakeland, all the athletes they had and all the athletes that they have out here appearing here early, Derek Sharp. I mean, there are several plays that we're going to see tonight where you're going to see some explosive talent.
Well, I heard that screenplay that you saw work so well to the receiver is something you're going to expect to see a lot, maybe taking advantage of Manatee's aggressiveness. And Lowry, I'm not a math major, but he only has 470 yards and about 130 carries, around 3.5. It bodes very well for Dwyer that he's picking up big chunks so far tonight.
These are the moments when you really got to come through. Dwyer has only played 4 teams with over 500 records this season during their regular season.
And they're a young football team, too. You look across the board, they've only got a handful of seniors, so they've got a lot of underclassmen and have been able to bring them along very fast.
Third down now. Bada looking for the end zone, and the flags are going to come down.
Yeah, that's an easy call right there. Brent Yancey on the coverage. You can see the jersey pulled off to the shoulder pad. If we can take a look at the replay right there. When you get beat, sometimes you've got to reach out and grab some jersey, and if he doesn't do, that's going to be a touchdown. So you can see the right hand there pulling the jersey down.
Pass interference, defense, half the distance to the goal, automatic, first down.
You don't want to give up the easy touchdown. Sometimes a penalty's not such a bad thing if you're going to give up that touchdown. Now you hopefully rely on your defense to go out and make a defensive stand.
Mark, that is the 7th attempt at Clinton Stevens, so they are keeping Yancey busy at corner.
It's all about matchups. If you feel like you have an edge there, you keep trying to exploit it.
Bata now looking for the end zone, and he has a Dwyer touchdown.
Tremendous job by Dwyer overcoming penalties as Bata celebrates that 7th rushing touchdown of the year. Just a tremendous job. He fakes the handoff, gets on that left side, and this kid can pour it up in there. I mean, he's strong. You can see he gets hit about the 2-yard line, drags in the defender for the touchdown. Impressive drive, overcoming some mistakes, but being patient on a line 12, 13 play drive for Dwyer to get the first points of this football game. Very, very impressive.
Extra point by Puyol is up and good. So the Dwyer Panthers, led by their quarterback, Fatan Bata, recently committed to the University of Georgia. The Bulldogs are going to get a player.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this guy is very impressive. He gets the ball in his hands. He knows exactly where everybody is on the field, has great vision, sees the opportunity on the left side, pours it up in there, and has the strength to take defenders into the end zone for the touchdown. Very impressive drive.
A 13-play, 91-yard drive took up 6 minutes, 21 seconds, and it is 7-0 as Dwyer and Manatee playing for the right to advance to Orlando. The road here was not easy for either team. You look at what Dwyer had to do. It was Ely, it was Northeast, and then there was Aquinas, 6-3, a very unorthodox score. Then for Manatee, Pinellas Park, Venice, and Central. But keep in mind for Aquinas, Mark, that game against Dwyer last week, we had to look back years and years. The last team that held Aquinas to 3 points. We talked about Manatee's defense in the open. How about the Panthers?
Yeah, that's a long time ago when that happened. So they're a very impressive win there. You can do it in a lot of ways, 6-3, as long as you have more points at the end of the day. So hats off to them for a very tough defensive struggle.
Anthony Lauro up to the 30-yard line. Nice return. And the Hurricanes will start right there. This Dwyer defense holding Aquinas to the off night last week. This is what they look like. Malik Brown, Michael Minns is a 3-star recruit. And he's got Marshall very interested in his services. There's the linebackers. Jared Brown with 7 tackles last week in that Aquinas game. And Julian Wiggum in the secondary. A Syracuse commit. Boone, the safety, right next to him. Johnny Dixon and Moxie, the corners.
You talk about Mike Nens and his ability up the middle there at 6 foot, 295 pounds. I mean, this kid is not huge, but he's got a lot of effort, very strong, bench pressing over 400 pounds. That defense will definitely get after you.
So a timeout called now on the field. Both teams will talk this over. This is a gorgeous stadium. Hawkins Stadium, Joe Canaan Field, and I might add, as you're watching the game tonight, from our vantage point, the press box and our cameras are all set up on the visitor side. So keep in mind as you look at the field and you see the big M, it looks like a W from your vantage point, but really that is an M if you're looking at it from the home side. Mark, just in case you were a little confused.
Thanks for clarifying that. I live in a state of confusion, unfortunately.
I know it's been a long week at work for both of us. First down, Hurricanes from the 31. Sandberg, option to the 47.
Wow.
17-yard gain.
Court Sandberg, 6'3", 205 pounds. Very, very explosive as a runner. You can see on the outside, watch his eyes. He keeps the option alive as long as he possibly can. And then when he sees the opening up the middle, plants the left foot, gets it up inside for a tremendous first play on this drive. But this kid is equally as impressive as the other side.
First down. Sandberg again, pitch, and it's Taylor. Ryan Taylor to the 39-yard line. Another Hurricanes first down. They're running the option right now to perfection.
Yeah, and you look at the quarterback here, and Cord Sandberg, watch, he sells this out to the last possible minute and then pitches the ball out to his running back, and Ryan Taylor gets it up for a first down. But that's a great job of selling it by your quarterback to the last possible minute, drawing the defenders in and creating the lane for your running back to be able to make a play, or your wide receiver to make a play.
That was a 14-yard gain as we near the end of this first quarter. We'll hand it off now, and this is going to pick up a couple as Leon Allen touches the ball for the first time tonight as we wind down quarter number 1. The Dwyer Panthers with a 7-0 lead over the Manatee Hurricanes, and just like we thought, low scoring last week, it may not be so low scoring this week.
Yeah, they've gotten off to a great start. Both offenses are moving the ball up and down the field. Dwyer getting the early touchdown, but I've not seen two more impressive quarterbacks in all the games we've done this year.
7-0 your score. We are back to Manatee County right after this on the Subway Restaurants Game of the Week. Second quarter about to begin. The Dwyer Panthers leading Manatee by a score of 7-0. Manatee comes in this week ranked again in our Bright House Sports Network Top 20 poll. They've been in the top 5 all season long. Right now sitting pretty at number 2 behind the Armwood Hawks. Armwood, number 1 team the entire year. Plant in action tonight. Lakeland as well, and Palmetto out to a shocking start, leading 20-0 right now over Norland out of Miami, the 16th rated team in the entire country.
That's an impressive list of teams right there, and you can make arguments for all of them to be up at that top spot. Armwood has had it all year and well-deserved, 13-0, but they play some great football. It's been a joy just to cover those teams this year.
Here is 2nd down and 9. Leon Allen lines up next to Sandberg. And now Cord slings it out. Anthony Loro takes a shot, and that's a live football. The Panthers have recovered at the 48-yard line, and the referee is saying that that ball was possessed and it was fumbled.
I'd like to take a look. We'll see if we can get another look at that, but that's good play by your defense of breaking on the football when it's delivered. Cord Sandberg, the pass is out there. Tremendous job breaking on the football by Jonathan Moxie, stripping the ball loose and then able to go for a big turnover as the officials talk about whether or not they're going to allow that.
This is a big call. The question is, Mark, did he bring that football to his body? I don't know if he had it long enough for it to be called a catch.
Yeah, and keep in mind, we have replay so we can slow it down and take a look at it. It looks like to me that the ball is in and out of his hands before he's able to show possession and make a football move. I think that's going to be called an incomplete pass, but nonetheless, that's a tremendous defensive play.
And it is ruled incomplete.
And it's tough for the officials because they don't get the benefit of having instant replay where they can dissect it and make the call. Real time, when you look at it, to me, it was clearly an incomplete pass. You keep an eye on number 15, Jonathan Moxie, all night on the defensive side with his 10 interceptions on the year. He'll get a good break on one of these footballs and may take it the other way before this night's over.
So 3rd down, Sandberg slings it right. Loro stuck at the 24. Let's send it to the studio. JB Long has an update on that Armwood-Bartram Trail game.
Drew, second quarter in 6A. Hawks up 6-3 at this point after an Alvin Bailey touchdown run, but Bartram Trail takes the lead. Nathan Peterman to Nick Arubaru off the deflection, 74 yards. 13-10 Armwood, our updated second quarter score. You can catch this game in its entirety coming up at 10:30.
Thank you, JB. Here it's 4th down and 5. Sandberg in Manatee will go for it. Loro in motion. They hand it to Anthony, and Loro's in trouble. He is not going to pick up the 1st down. He'll lose 6 yards instead.
As a defensive player, and you're Jared Brown, or if you're Anthony Williams, you have to create the edge. It's a handoff to the left side, and you can see right there, number 22, Jared Brown, gets the penetration, doesn't allow the running back to get on the edge, and then the fellow defenders get there for a big stop on 4th down. That says a lot about Joe Canan and his belief in their defense. 4th and 5 on the 35-yard line, and they take a shot going for it because he believes he can send his defense out there and get the ball back. But that's a tremendous play by Dwyer of shutting him down on 4th down.
So 1st down for the Panthers. In motion, Gene Lewis, and now Bata trying to go long again. It's Stevens, and it is incomplete. Boy, they have gone at him time after time. They're trying to pick on Brett Yancey, number 31. And also Jalen Holmes was there on the coverage. Holmes has switched over to cover Stevens right now, Mark.
Yeah, Jalen Holmes does a good job of playing the ball when it's there. You can see with the swat of his right hand knocking it down. Clinton Stevens had done a nice job running the post and getting his body in between the defender. So that's a tremendous play at the last second by Jalen Holmes, not creating the pass interference, but recognizing the ball and swatting it out of the offensive player's hands. Tremendous job.
Jalen Holmes, no solid offers right now to play college football. He's looking for a big performance tonight. We'll go to the ground now, and Lowry, who's been impressive so far, and DeMarcus Christmas. Those big arms of number 90 there to wrap him up. He had some help by Rashawn Goff, and it only picks up a couple. How about the physique of big number 90? If I was a running back, I would not want to run into him.
That's a load right there, and he brings a lot of power and strength. He's a run stopper up the middle, creates havoc up there. Exactly what you want out of a defensive lineman. So he's a very, very effective player up there up front.
A critical 3rd down and 6. The crowd comes alive here at Hawkins Stadium. Play fake. Bata in trouble. Looking for the marker and driving his feet. Wow, 1st down. He got it by 2 yards.
That's a tremendous play by your quarterback. Fatan Bata, he gets the fake handoff, turns around, and the pressure's in his face already. But watch this, running through defenders. He gets hit right here, still needs about 3 or 4 yards, and with his legs, he's able to get the 1st down. That's exactly why he's your starting quarterback. When the season started, he was in a quarterback battle, and the reason he was able to come out on top was because his ability to move the ball with his legs and that strength he just showed.
So a fresh set of downs for the Panthers. And now Lowry trying to get the edge. He's dragged down. Nice play made by Blake Keller, whose dad played football for Joe Canan. His grandfather also played football here at Manatee High School. He is a 3rd-generation defensive end.
Yeah, that's a great play right there, not letting the ball get outside your edge, man. And apple doesn't fall far from the tree, I guess. That's a long lineage of family members playing here, and he's certainly doing his part to maintain that legacy of his name.
2nd down and 10. Out of the shotgun. Bata trying to buy some time, and now flags litter the field. This is going to come back as the wide receiver, Nick Gonzalez, makes the catch inside the 25, but a hold. It's going to come back to midfield.
Yeah, that's what your quarterback does for you. It gives you an opportunity to create plays by moving around in the pocket and buying time, finds a receiver. Unfortunately, it's going to come back for a hold.
Holding on the offense. That's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay 2nd down.
It looks like Lowry got the hold mark on Herschel Kaywood right there.
Yeah, you can see you got to keep your hands inside the body of the defender, and you can't reach out and grab that jersey. A lot of times you look at the jersey, when it's pulled off of the shoulder pads, that's a pretty clear sign that you've been held.
And that happened well behind the line of scrimmage, so that pushes them back to the 36-yard line.
Yeah, they got their work cut out for them now. They had a holding penalty on their first drive that resulted in a touchdown after that long drive, but now it's 2nd down and 30. Basically, there's not a lot of plays in the playbook to pick that kind of yardage up.
Bata in trouble, and he's going to take a shot. It's plays like that. You want to avoid your quarterback taking those big hits as the entire defensive line snowed in on him that time.
Yeah, when you're 2nd down and 28, the likelihood is that you're going to pass the football. And Manatee, they're smart enough. They know that. They bring the pressure. There's nowhere for number 5 to go there. A good defensive play there by Manatee.
Now coming into the game, Ezra Saffold for Dwyer. He wears number 86. Only picked up 1 on that last play, so 3rd and 27. Bata looks left, now right, and tosses it. This is going to pick up nice yardage, well shy of a 1st down, but Johnny Dixon with that 4-4 speed makes the catch, and again a late flag comes down and another holding call on Dwyer.
Yeah, going the wrong way here. They had a nice drive going on. A couple of penalties have stopped them. Their momentum, it's all about momentum, typically what penalties will do for your football team. Now it's going to back them up additional yards, and now we're talking about a field position issue here. They were at midfield, having an opportunity, if they don't get the first down, creating field position with your punter, and now they're backed up even further.
Holding on the offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat third down.
As we look at Jack Daniels, Mark, we notice that great teams in the Tampa Bay area have coaches that have been in those programs for a long time. He graduated the University of Florida, went right to Dwyer High School, started coaching football in the freshman and the JV program. He has not left ever since, and it's no secret why Dwyer is now a superpower in South Florida.
Yeah, he wanted to create a dynasty, and that's exactly what he's done. He says by building a dynasty, a lot of it is consistently getting yourself in the playoffs, and that gives you a chance to gain extra weeks of practice, he calls it. So your young guys are able to get more and more experience, and they've done that 4 straight years. So even though they're young players, they've got a lot of experience.
So they'll punt this one away, Bobby Puyol, and it will take a Dwyer bounce inside the 40 and to the 39-yard line. So a rare punt on third down for the Panthers. Wanted no part of possessing that football anymore. Good job by Puyol. And I'll tell you what, we can hear how loud it is up here, and I think we have soundproof glass in front of us. That means Derek Sharp down on the field. It must be pretty loud.
I'm sorry, Drew. I couldn't hear it. What did you say? No, it's really incredible. We've seen some large crowds before. Sometimes they don't know when to be loud, but this Manatee bunch on third downs, you can hardly hear yourself. And the funny thing, ironically, Dwyer, you know, they're on the visiting side, but it looks like the home side. That actually looks like a home crowd on the Dwyer side, too, so it fits.
I've never seen a team punt on third down. That's the first time I've seen that. And, you know, you maybe look at catching them off guard, get the punt over, or there's nobody.
Dead ball, encroachment on the defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
There's nobody to return the punt. So you get the ball on the ground, get the additional yardage from the roll. Maybe a good idea. First time I've ever seen it.
Do you like that call?
I don't like it. I think you try to pick up additional yards and create that field position, because let's say, they pick up 10, 12 yards, then they can push Manatee further back. I'm not a big fan of the call, and again, first time I've ever seen it.
Interesting call. Very interesting. As the Hurricanes have it 1st and 5. Sandberg, pitch, Allen now. And Leon Allen pounds his way to the 46-yard line. This is a player that absolutely dominated the last time we were here when Manatee took on Southeast. He is a big, physical, downhill runner, and he picks up a first down.
He really is. Just a pitch up the middle. He has a little trouble getting control of the ball, but you can see right there when the defender comes up to try to make the tackle, and Julian Wiggum just kind of bounces off him. This guy's fast. He's very strong. Bench presses over 300 pounds. He's maybe not the elusive guy, but I'll tell you what, he showed right there, he'll run you over.
Allen right up the gut. It's Leon Allen, big hole, down to the 20-yard line. A 26-yard gain.
Showed great speed, great burst up the middle, tremendous blocking. Let's give the offensive line a lot of credit. Direct handoff right up the middle, seal on both sides, and you can see when he gets up the middle, gets a head of steam going, he can certainly not only run over you, but has enough speed to run away from you as well, and almost breaks that for the touchdown.
So midway through this second quarter, Leon Allen and Manatee looking for their first points. They trail 7-0 on the Subway Restaurants Game of the Week. Well, a gorgeous look at the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. Drew Felios, Mark Royals, Derek Sharp. That shot courtesy of our Matt Coombs before kickoff tonight. And they are packed in here at Hawkins Stadium in Manatee County to watch the Hurricanes and the Panthers of Dwyer. And just 2 more outstanding teams here in the state of Florida. When you look at the teams that Florida has put on the field, look at how they are ranked. 8 ranked teams nationally in the state of Florida in the top 50. That is more than any other state across the country.
Yeah, and Texas, which is known for their high school football with only 6. I mean, you look at the climate, it's a desirable place to live. And some of the teams that you're seeing there, we talked about how you build a dynasty, consistency with the coaches. Coaches have been there year after year, and they keep following the players through, but they keep winning year after year. That's an impressive list.
Not bad for the saddest place in America, right, Mark?
Yeah, and I'm still mad at you for leaving me over in Tampa tonight. I had to drive over the Skyway, that beautiful Skyway, by myself.
So Sandberg from the shotgun. Leon Allen one more time. He's the hot running back right now. He picks up one, then runs into a wall as Jared Brown, junior linebacker right there, 7 tackles last week against St. Thomas Aquinas. And he had a big interception against Northeast earlier in the postseason. Michael Mins, big 54 you just saw, and number 9, Malik Brown, a transfer from Palm Beach Gardens. Some of the names and faces of this Dwyer defense. Second down, Loro in motion. They fake it to him. Now Sandberg takes a shot. Now boy, he is so durable down to the 13-yard line. He's about 3 yards shy of a first down.
Yeah, Cord Sandberg does a really good job right there of recognizing what's on the edge. If he hands the ball off, there's really nothing there, so he pulls it down and has a tough run up the middle for a positive gain. A good recognition there by your quarterback and where to go with the football.
Cord Sandberg, top colleges right now, Auburn and Stanford, both offering for his services. Not a bad group, especially considering what Stanford is doing right now in college football.
Yeah, that's a short list right now, but it will eventually be extremely long. This kid is something else. I mean, you look at his frame right there, Drew. He's just around 200 pounds, but he's got great height at 6'3". Have the ability to grow into that body, and he'll just continue to get better, be able to run better, be stronger, throw the ball better, but he's quite a talent.
And that right there, Mark, his brother, that's Chase Sandberg, who would have been an outstanding athlete at wide receiver. Also played in the secondary for this Manatee program, but tore his labrum before the year, out for his entire senior season, a heartbreaking moment. He was an outstanding blocker as well at that wide receiver spot. He's been an inspiration, though, on the sidelines, rooting on his brother in this Manatee team.
A lot of ways to be a leader, and he's unfortunately had to do it from the sideline in his senior year, but he also plays an integral role as the holder. And sometimes that can create havoc with your place kicker, having a different guy setting the ball down. So unfortunate he had the injury, but again, having some fun there, filming us, filming him, and being a good leader on the sidelines.
So Manatee 0 for 1 on third down tonight. A key play right here, 3rd down and 3. 3 wide receivers near the top of your screen. Now Sandberg tries to go the other way, and he's going to be sacked way back by Ted Taylor, the junior defensive end.
Yeah, it looked like he tried to find someone to pitch that ball to up the middle, and I don't know if there was anybody to pitch the ball to. He gets a snap and runs to the edge there and looks back in the middle to toss the ball over to Leon Allen, and decided not to. Could have been the pressure he was feeling from the outside edge. Instead of the turnover, just tucks it away and takes the big hit.
So this is a 37-yard field goal for Nicholas Tankersley, and this is nowhere near close. So Dwyer dodges another bullet. And while we change possessions, let's send it to the studio now. An update on that Plant-Fletcher contest.
Well, Plant's kicker is putting on a clinic in the 8A state semifinal. Grant Van Amen, a 42-yarder, the first of 3 so far tonight. 9-0 Panthers late in the second quarter. Drew, the SEC, LSU, and Alabama would be jealous of all these field goals.
Thank you, JB. More tough luck here for Manatee. They trail 7-0 off the missed field goal by Nicholas Tankersley. As he'll run it up the gut, Courtney Lowry. And so far, Mark, it's been the rushing of Dwyer that has gotten it done.
Yeah, they've moved the ball effectively on the ground, and your quarterback also through the air. But you have to establish a consistent ground game, especially when you get this deep into the playoffs, to win consistently. But what's even more impressive than the way they move the ball on the ground is defensively. They've come out and they've given up some yardage from the 20s, but once they get inside the 20, they've really buckled down defensively and not given up any points.
Second down now and 5. Bonta throws, and it's complete. Quentin Stevens stays on his feet. Now shaking tacklers to the 44-yard line. Impressive as he continues to be the top target for the Panthers.
Yeah, tremendous job of running after the catch. You can see as the ball is delivered to him, he knows exactly where the defender is, and he makes a break to the outside and then shows his strength to break a tackle. Looked like his knee hit the ground at that point. Official missed it. He gets up and gets additional yards.
Three catches, 60 yards. First down. They sent Ezra Saffold in motion and now hand it off, and Lowry's not going to get much. There to trip him up. First time we've called Marquise Dawsey's name, the 3-year starter, and third on the team in sacks last year.
Yeah, Marquise Dawsey doing a good job of coming off the edge and making a play in the backfield. Tremendous all over the board on that defensive side, but when there's a play to be made, you have to go in there and get the guy on the ground. He does a good job of doing that. Actually for a 1-yard loss, so good play.
Now second down. Lost about a half yard on the last play, and now Bata goes back to work. Wide open, but just not quite there. Oh boy, Nick Gonzalez was running nearly free. No defenders within 10 yards.
Yeah, and you credit that to a tremendous pass rush up front. Big number 57, Derek Galloway, gets in there and puts pressure on your quarterback. He delivers the ball before he's ready and creates the inaccurate pass, but he had a wide open receiver, but pressure a lot of times will nullify that, so good job.
You look at his body, Derek Galloway. You tell me who he looks like after this play. Third down and about 10. Set up the screen again. Malik Brown takes it across midfield and to the 48. The ball comes out, and Manatee has it. This is a live football. Willie Smith with it. Touchdown. No flags.
That's a great job of scooping up a loose football. The question is, did the officials blow that dead before it became a fumble? Everybody on the sideline seems to think so. Willie Smith, you have to play the ball until you hear the whistle. Didn't hear a whistle, scoops it up, takes it the other way for a touchdown. Just a misdirection play, delivers the ball outside here. Let's take a look. It's hard to tell from that angle, but the officials were right on the spot, did not blow the whistle, so they saw that as a fumble.
Well, it's tough to see from that angle. The question is, was he down?
It looked like he was going down, but he fell on the body of a defender and his knees weren't down. It looked like his backside was on top of a defender. So I think that's a good call.
Now Tankersley to tie the game at 7. A play that Dwyer is still arguing about on their sideline, and the extra point will be no good. So Manatee trailing by 1 to Dwyer. Tankersley right now does not look like a confident kicker whatsoever, but back to the play.
Yeah, Juwan Pollock there had trouble on the snap, so he wasn't able to get an opportunity to kick that. So we'll hold. Let's take a look now as he's going down. He's spun around.
Oh, he's down, Mark. I don't know. It looks like his behind hit the grass. That's tough.
Wow, that's a close call. You can make a case either way.
We would have to look at that over and over and slow it down 100 times, and I think still it's a toss-up.
Yeah, but if you're Willie Smith, you do what you're taught to do. If that ball's on the ground, you scoop and score. He picks it up, allows his teammates to get out and create some space for him. He runs it all the way back for a touchdown. What a tremendous momentum swing. Let's not forget here on that extra point, a little trouble with the holder getting the ball down for the kicker, and that 1 point difference sometimes will come back and make a difference toward the end of the football game.
And how about Willie Smith, his first year of varsity football, a basketball guy for the Hurricanes, makes a play that changes this game as we near intermission.
That's a great job there of not quitting on that play and thinking it was a dead ball and getting points out of it.
Well, EHSN.com is the place to be for all your high school sports coverage, and especially in Central Florida. Bill Buckhalter's out there Evaluating the entire state is statewide recruiting chart and plenty of football highlights on BHSN.com. Mark, I'll say this. If we were going to look at that play over and over again, remember it would take inconclusive evidence to overturn the play called on the field. I don't know if it would have been overturned according to the replay.
It has to be conclusive, and we've seen it 3 times, and we still can't make up our minds. So the officials were down there. They had a good vantage point and made the call.
So back to the ground. Dwyer able to pick up a couple. And Derek Sharp, what are you hearing down there? I believe you're close to Willie Smith, who was there to pick up the football.
Yeah, it's called eavesdropping, and basically he didn't think twice about it. He wasn't sure, but he was saying, I'm not going to mess around in that situation. I just picked it up and went. I think the Dwyer people would argue otherwise, but if you're going to look at it like you guys have and can't tell the difference, it's not a huge complaint.
So 2nd down and 8. Courtney Lowry has run well here in this first half. And Patza gives him the football. Lowry. He continues to frustrate this Manatee defense, and a late flag comes down. Let's see the call as the official threw it. Looking at a tie up there, and I believe it's on Dwyer. So perhaps if Manatee can get this football back, Mark, they can still threaten for points here before halftime.
Illegal block in the back on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat 2nd down.
Yeah, that was a good run by Courtney Lowry there. He really had no space, but just as an athlete, created his own and got outside for a big 1st down. And that's really been the story for Dwyer in this first half. Every time they get momentum, they've had these holding penalties and blocks in the back, and it's been killing their momentum. They have been able to move the ball, but it's really tough to keep overcoming 10 and 15-yard penalties time and time again.
Second down, 15. They toss it out, and this one's incomplete. But Dwyer, as I said, Mark, they've had some tough luck on the road before. Some tremendous athletes. Right now, if you look around college football, Jacoby Brissett, their last quarterback, now at the University of Florida, got several minutes of playing time this year. Also, Matt Elam, a star in the secondary for the Gators, part of that class of 2010, Mr. Football in the state of Florida. They also had Nick O'Leary, the grandson of the great Jack Nicklaus, now catching passes at Florida State from E.J. Manuel, and Donald Russell out of Kentucky, Kirk Maggot from Tennessee now. Tons of talent.
I love to see stuff like that, and when they go on from high school and go to these colleges and start their career, it all starts right here at the high school level, and we get the opportunity to watch these great kids play.
Mata trying to get away but could not, and dragging him down was Herschel Kaywood. So this is going to be about 5 yards shy of a 1st down, and now a timeout on the field, and it will be 4th down, so the Panthers will punt. And Manatee's going to have a golden opportunity.
Yeah, Manatee doing a good job of utilizing their timeouts right before half with over a minute to go. You call the timeout. It's 4th and 5 to conserve as much time for your offense as possible.
Well, stay tuned here at the half on Bright House Sports Network. As we talked about earlier, Admiral Farragut, probably a day to forget in Orlando, although it was tremendous accomplishment. Yeah, definitely, to get to that state championship game. North Florida Christian, what a powerhouse they are. State semifinal updates from around the area. Plant, Armwood, Palmetto, and up in Jacksonville with the Lakeland Dreadnoughts. And first half highlights and stats from here. It's all coming up at the half on Bright House Sports Network in an unprecedented night of high school football. It's never been covered like we have it covered tonight, Mark, as far as live local television is concerned.
That's good stuff, man. If it's going on today, we're going to bring it to you.
So the punt high and away, and this ball bobbled just a bit, and Ryan Taylor's got to be careful with it at the 40. There's a fan excited to be here at the game. I'll tell you what, they don't miss their football here in Manatee County. They will get here no matter how they manage to get here. They're not going to miss this game.
Fans of all ages, and she's a lady you can see that's got a lot of experience. I'd love to sit down with her and pick her brain for a little while. I bet there's some great stories she could share with you.
Coach Canan has spent 3 decades here coaching this historic program. They trail by 1 as Sandberg tries to get out of trouble. He's not running to the side he wants to. And you can see, Mark, as you're a left-handed quarterback running to that right side. He's much more effective going the other way.
Yeah, he does a good job there. There's nothing really to be made, so you don't want to have a turnover in that situation. So you just throw it in your right hand and throw it out of bounds. And he did a really good job of avoiding losing yards on the sacks. You take a look, there's nothing there. What can I do? What can I do? Okay, I'll just throw it in the right hand and throw it away and live for another down. So great heads-up play there by your quarterback.
Yeah, he's also a baseball player. And his father, Chuck Sandberg, Mark, is the wide receivers coach here for the football program. So the Sandbergs well represented. 2nd down and 10. Cord going to be sacked. Down at the 31. The defense continues to put pressure. Ted Taylor, the junior defensive end, was there to get him.
Yeah, Ted Taylor, there's a pulling guard on the left side. He comes right in that gap and sacks a quarterback. Big number 75 on the move. You see, comes off the edge. Sandberg never saw it coming.
So 3rd down and a long way to go. Sandberg will just take it himself. And he gets it up to the 39. And Dwyer now wants a timeout. The Panthers, I think, feel that no matter how much time's on the clock, they have a shot to score points.
Well, I think it's a good call. You call a timeout and force them to have to handle the football in the form of a punt. If they choose to do that, I would assume that's what they're going to do. But you never know. It's happened in games before, and they've been victims of it before, where their punter's not been able to handle the ball, and you just never know. You take your shot and see what happens.
Let's take a look at the Class 7A bracket. We saw how Manatee and Dwyer both got here. There you look at the final 8 in this region. Lakeland over at First Coast tonight, and Dwyer here at Manatee. Lakeland took down Gaither last week. The Cowboys from Hillsborough County, a great season that ended with a regional final. And I got to say, Mark, in Class 5A with Palmetto playing down the road, we saw Coach Dave Marino's team just a few weeks back, and right now they lead 20-14. But I know you like Coach Marino, the job he's doing.
Yeah, I think he's doing a tremendous job there, and the kids are buying into what he's preaching, and they've had a tremendous season. So, yeah, I really like him a lot as a coach.
Here's the punt. Heavy pressure comes at Tankersley. And he gets it away. The ball's loose. The Hurricanes have a shot. And they've recovered it with 1.2 seconds. Enough time for one final play to register points.
Yeah, crazy things can happen. You force him to punt the football, and you hope you're going to get an opportunity here. You certainly hope that this doesn't happen. Work in reverse. It's just not fielded cleanly. The ball's put on the ground by Juwan Pollock. Manatee scoops the ball up. We have an opportunity here to score points. I'm surprised I don't see the field goal kicker out there.
And Mark, here comes Tankersley on the field. Tell us now, Mark, what has to happen or what hasn't happened the last 2 attempts on the 37-yarder and on the extra point. I believe they're looking for a tee here to kick this one, but let's see.
Yeah, it looked like the first opportunity, it was just a hooked kick. The last extra point.
And here it is. The tee's coming out right now. And Tankersley scrambling to put it down.
Now this is where you got to get back there and relax and just trust that you're able to kick under some high pressure and not having a lot of time, but you got to have a good hold.
37-yarder. Pollock was the holder, and this kick is no good. So confusion on the field goal attempt, and once again, Manatee comes up short. Let's send it down on the field. Derek Sharp with Joe Canan.
Coach, strange first half. Do you feel like you're moving the ball well? It's just a couple of mistakes here and there.
Yeah, we just got to, since we get the ball in the second half, we got a big break there. Missed 2 field goals. That hurts. We got a couple breaks on a couple penalties. I knew it was going to be a war. We got to play hard the second half.
And on that note, about what you expect from the defenses, right?
Yes.
Good luck, Coach. He is not happy with that missed field goal situation at the end of the first half. And we should have a pretty entertaining second half here in Bradenton.
You got to have the tee in your helmet. When you go out there, you got to be ready at all times. I put that on the kicker.
Interesting. Well, tonight's telecast brought to you by Subway. December Customer Appreciation Month. A 6-inch cold cut combo and 6-inch meatball marinara for just $2 for a limited time. Subway, eat fresh. It's 7-6 here at Hawkins Stadium. Dwyer leading Manatee in this Class 7A semifinal. Halftime show after this. Gorgeous look at Hawkins Stadium on this final Friday night of high school football. And Manatee County, hopefully for the Hurricanes, they will be moving on. And we hope you're enjoying our telecast. It's brought to you by Subway Restaurants, December Customer Appreciation Month. Come in and get your 6-inch cold cut combo or meatball marinara for just $2. Only for a limited time. Subway, eat fresh. Before we start this second half, we'll show you some scores. Armwood is up 20-10. You can see the Armwood-Bartram Trail game in its entirety immediately following this broadcast Friday night on BHSN. Plant over Fletcher and Lakeland battling against First Coast. They have their hands full tonight in Jacksonville. Palmetto over Norland by 6. We've got our eye on that score. Pasco trailing Wakulla, and Admiral Farragut just on the wrong side this afternoon against North Florida Christian in the 2A state title game. Before we start this third quarter, Derek Sharp, what have you got down there?
Well, for a game that has a score about what we expected, both coaches are not happy. You saw Canaan right before halftime. Talked to Jack Daniels just a couple of minutes ago. He's not happy with the penalties, and I don't necessarily mean the amount. I mean the actual calls themselves. So he's not happy. Maybe that part of the game turns around for those guys.
Well, definitely one thing, Mark, that caught you by surprise is Coach Canaan and the bottom line guy that he is. The first time you've ever had the chance to work with him, our production crew and myself, we have for the past 7 years, and even well before that with our other crews. He's definitely one of a kind.
He really is. He's a no-nonsense type guy. He doesn't micromanage his coaches. He's had coaches that have been around with him for a long time. That's created the consistency why Manatee is there year after year after year. He lets coaches do their thing. He trusts what they can do, and he's quick to point out if he makes a mistake, as he did this week, saying he didn't have his greatest game last week.
So this is going to be fielded at the 4-yard line, and Anthony Lauro diving. The ball squirts out of there, and the officials will say he was down before the ball came out, as Juwan Pollock was looking up to pick that ball up and run for a touchdown. Let's see.
Yeah, he hits the ground there. It clearly comes out after he's already down. So that's an easy call. Didn't have an easier one early in the game that really amounted to Manatee's only score of the first half. And, you go in as a coach, you settle your guys down, especially your field goal kicker, who's a very talented kid. He's missed a couple of kicks, didn't have his tee ready on one of them, missed an extra point. Has to think about the next kick and let that first half go.
Gordon Sandberg hands it off. Leon Allen. Another big hole, and Allen picks up 12 on first down. And Mark, I was thinking in that first half, and I don't know if our production manager, Ken O'Leary, would agree with me here, but on games when you have a television crew covering the game, why not FHSAA take advantage of that, have a monitor down on the field, and if a play ever is very close, take a look at it one more time?
Well, I think it's worth doing, and ultimately you want the right call to be made. And sometimes when it's full speed, you can't make the correct call. So take another look at it and get it right. That's the bottom line.
That pass is incomplete. Anthony Lauro was at the 45 with it. A good job defensively, knocking it away and getting a hand in there was Anthony Williams. That's the bottom line in the end, getting a call right, because in these games, when so much is at stake, and these kids are playing at a very high, fast pace, and it's tough to get that call right the first time.
Yeah, and that's why you've seen other sports go to instant replay, because ultimately you don't want the officials to be the reason a team wins or loses. You settle it on the field and ultimately get the right call. So I'm for replay whenever it can be used.
Nice throw, Ryan Taylor. Sandberg made the right call that time as the defense all shifted to the right side, and Taylor snuck free.
Yeah, Ryan Taylor does a nice job there of settling in behind the linebackers just over that soft zone, and your quarterback being very patient. He gets the time to sit back there and let it develop, but a nice job finding open space, and then a good delivery by your quarterback.
There's his numbers on the season, 4 catches tonight, so right now 49 total for the year.
Yeah, and if you're Manatee, this is exactly what you want to do. Come out here in the second half, you get the ball, establish that offense again, go down and get some points, and see if you can take control of the game.
Sandberg making a move and now pitches it. Anthony Lauro. Let's see, he was close to the line of scrimmage when he made that shovel pass. I don't know if that was a legal forward pass because he got close.
Yeah, I think it's an option here. He pitches the ball out to the outside, and that's just awareness of knowing where your running back is. It's kind of a dangerous play. You want that ball security, but he felt like he could make it. He kind of tosses it out there and picks up additional yards.
So Cord Sandberg, 18 touchdowns to 4 interceptions this year, 2nd and 2. This is Leon Allen territory. Now Sandberg keeps it, and he takes the sack. Ted Taylor has been really tough coming off the edge mark.
Yeah, Ted Taylor gets in the backfield right there and forces Cord Sandberg to have to make a decision, and he really doesn't have much time. He pulls the ball out and thinks he can get around the edge, but a good job with Ted Taylor there, not letting him do that, knowing where he's at on the field and closing fast, getting in there, making the quarterback have to make a quick decision.
Taylor has been one of the defensive MVPs tonight. He's been stellar. Dwyer's defense has not surrendered a point to the Hurricanes so far. 3rd down and 8. Lauro, reverse. Anthony Lauro looking for a block, and he's got it. Just gets across the marker. Ends up picking up 9 and a 1st down, but he took a vicious shot.
Takes
at the 42.
A vicious hit, and I don't know if the officials are going to call taunting right here. You can hear the yelling and screaming. I think it's going to be a personal foul for taunting after the play. You know, you can celebrate a hit, but you know what? You got to watch your mouth, and you can't get overboard. It's a very good misdirection play. As you can see, number 23, that Anthony Lauro comes on the air. Watch the hit he takes. Wow, right up. He just falls down. You can see it's a shot to the head. But then after the fact, there's some jawing going on.
Ball, unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense, 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
And that's really a silly penalty, Drew. You can't have that type of behavior in a game of this magnitude. You know, you want to be excited about making a play, but you can't go out there chirping, and the officials deem that was unnecessary, the way they were sort of taunting a little bit after the play.
Well, that was Malik Brown, number 9. As you take a look at Michael Minns, I think Minns was the guy who got the penalty called on him, the transfer from Cardinal Newman, but Anthony Lauro, hopefully he is okay, because Malik Brown, the USF, the person who USF is after, really lowered the boom and took a vicious shot.
Well, he did lower the boom, and that was helmet-to-helmet contact, and that's something the officials frown on as well. Decided not to call it there. I'm sure they're not out trying to hurt each other, but whenever there's contact made to the head like that, a lot of times that will draw a flag as well.
So now one of Manatee's top offensive weapons is on the sideline, on the training table.
And that's exactly what we thought we would see when we came here tonight, a physical football game. And you can see by the dynamics of that play right there, these kids are getting after it.
Nonetheless, it's a 1st down for the Hurricanes. Leon Allen picks up 5, and you just watch the big body bust through that line mark. And I'll tell you what, Manatee's done a lot sideline to sideline, but I think number 7 right up the gut is a pretty nice call tonight.
Yeah, that's a load right there at 5'11" and 220 pounds. He gets ahead of steam. He's a tough kid to bring down. This has kind of been the story all night with Dwyer. They've really given up a lot of yardage in between the 20s. But in that 1st half, this is where they really buckled down, and that defense asserted itself.
Sandberg faked it to Allen, now takes it himself. And Cord Sandberg has a Manatee 1st down.
I love the way Cord Sandberg runs when he gets the ball in his hands. He's got his head down the field on a swivel, looking for opportunities to make plays. Just a fake handoff up the middle, good blocking on the edge, and just look at him surveying the field, and has the ability to cut back against the grain and make people miss. But he does a really good job of having great vision at the quarterback position.
Sandberg wears that number 24, not your conventional quarterback number. Now on 1st down, looking for a block, gets it out of bounds at the 10. That number, sort of the same number as the one that Trey Burton wore when he was at Venice High School a couple years back and was running like crazy. He wore number 22 at the time, Mark. When Sandberg came up to the varsity, he asked Coach Ganant, Coach, I want to wear 24 at quarterback. And Coach Ganant says, all right, son, there you go for it.
You keep running the ball like that and making plays, you can wear 74 if you want to. But yeah, that's a kind of an unusual number at the quarterback position. But let's not forget, this kid's only a junior, and he's just going to continue to get better. And there's going to be a lot of colleges knocking on that door.
2nd down. Fake. And now open. Looking for Leon Allen. Right there to knock it away was Julian Wiggum. The Syracuse commit comes up big, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, I like this kid too at 6'1", 175 pounds. Does a good job of timing when the ball is there and reaching in with his left hand, not committing the pass interference and knocking that ball to the ground. But great size right there at 6'1". He's a senior, 180 pounds, and kids you'll definitely be talking a lot about on Saturday afternoons.
This is the 11th play of this drive, and Manatee has struggled on third down here tonight, Mark. They are 0 of 3, and they have not looked good. The plays have been very ugly.
Yeah, a lot of the first downs they've gotten have been on first and second, but when it comes down, especially in the red zone here, Dwyer's really manned up, prevented that Manatee offense from doing much damage here.
Well, when Joe Canan came back to this program in 2005, he had taken a few years off, Mark. He had prostate cancer at the time, needed to get well. And he did just that. Came back in 05, got to the state semifinals, and year after year, it was usually St. Thomas Aquinas in that spot.
Oh, yeah.
And then in 2009, they got to the finals, played Plant at the Citrus Bowl, came up just short to James Wilder and Eric Dungy and that great Plant squad. And last year, also to the state semifinals, they had to go down to Aquinas. And Aquinas just so tough at home, but Coach Canan has knocked on the door of that state title, hasn't been able to finish the deal, even though he's got 4 to his credit.
He hasn't, but I tell you what, you keep knocking on the door and giving yourself a chance. That's all you can ask, and they do it on a consistent basis. We talked about the pressure of this game. He kind of deflected that, but you know he wants this one in a big way.
Third down, little more than 6. Here comes the rush. Sandberg not going to get the first down. So the question is now, if you're Manatee, you've struggled kicking field goals with Nicholas Tankersley. He's 0 for 3 tonight, trying to put it through the uprights. Mark, what do you do?
Well, you're down by a point, and the bottom line is you want to get points every time you're in the red zone and have an opportunity. Do you believe in your kicker? If you do, you got to send him out there and take the points.
It is not a good angle for Nicholas Tankersley on 4th and 3. And Coach Canan says, I will pass.
Well, he'll take a shot. Maybe he's seen enough of missed opportunities from the field goal kicker in the first half. Perhaps go up and maybe draw that Dwyer defense offside. A lot of things can happen here, but he's certainly lining up as to go for it.
2 on the play clock. Sandberg dives. And this is going to be close. It looks like he has a first down if they mark it where he got up.
All depends on the spot. It looks like he clearly got it.
And it will be a first down Hurricanes.
Gutsy call by Joe Canan, but he's sending a message to his football team. We're going out here to win this game. I trust my defense. If we don't get it, you can go out and make a stop. That's a great play by Cord Sandberg at the quarterback position, throwing his body up in the air and selling out to get that necessary yardage.
First down now. Sandberg needs 2 yards. And they get it. Touchdown, Hurricanes, Antonio Eggers.
Antonio Eggers up the middle. Great blocking at the point of attack by the offensive line, but that's a great statement drive by Manatee. Had all the miscues in the first half. They get the ball to start the second half. That's a tone setter. They come down the field methodically, going for it on 4th down, punching it in for the touchdown to recapture the lead.
Here's Tankersley now. Needs this extra point, and the kick is up, and finally, it's good. If anything, confidence for number 14 as Eggers scores the touchdown, and Rod Frazier, the brother of Tommy Frazier, assistant coach for Manatee, out there to congratulate him.
Yeah, great blocking and seal on the edge there by that offensive line. I think maybe I could have run through that hole. So a good job of creating the space for your running back. In for the touchdown, Manatee recapturing the lead, and that's their best drive of the football game. They get in the red zone several times, unable to create first downs. They go for it on 4th, pick it up, and then punch it in for the touchdown, and really have kind of established the tone for this whole second half.
How about Eggers, though, after putting it on the ground, just doesn't let that confidence bury him tonight as Jack Daniels looks on, and the miscues for Dwyer starting to pile up after that big hit that they could not take over the possession. The drive, 13 plays, 78 yards, just over 4 minutes off the clock. And for Coach Canan, boy, we have followed this Manatee program since that return. We're going to show you one of those steps here in just a moment, but all the greats that Coach Canaan, his coach, Tommy Frazier, we saw his brother Rod there on the field. That great team back in 1991 and then 92 that would go on to win a state championship. As the ball on the ground here. And let's see, it looks like a touchback.
Yeah,
for Dwyer.
Clinton Stevens tried to keep himself out of the end zone to have a chance to return that. It's kind of like downing a punt, but the official was right there and said he touched the end line for the touchback.
Let's flash back, Mark. Dixie Hollins and Manatee, one of those years, 2005. Coach Canaan looks about the same. Picked off here, Luke Ashelman returns it, 10-0 Manatee off to the fast start. And then it was Nick Rail on the touchdown run. This was all Manatee, just dominating Dixie on that night. Another run from Rail, and Dixie Hollins got railed, 27-7. That pass is incomplete, so second down coming up. Let's send it down on the field. Derek Sharp, some critical play calling by Coach Canaan, who criticized himself last week.
And there was not much, really, there wasn't any hesitation to decide to go for it there. Saw Tankersley a little bit before halftime. You can tell his confidence was a little shaken. So that was the best of both worlds for Manatee. They got the touchdown, and I think that extra point actually lifted Tankersley's spirits a little.
Yeah, that's good. Well said there, Derek. You want an opportunity for your kicker to have something positive happen, even if it's in the form of an extra point, and they were able to accomplish that. So hopefully he's settled himself down for the second half.
And Mark Fatan Bata, as we're talking, couple of incompletions, and now his completion percentage starts to decrease throughout the night. He's only completed 4 passes tonight. He's done great damage with his legs, but he's been a little bit off as far as his accuracy.
Yeah, his accuracy has kind of been in question all night, but what you've done now is Manatee's come out and asserted themselves in an opening drive to take the lead. Now that the fans are into the game, it's loud, and you've had 2 incomplete passes. You can ill afford to give it over on downs right here if your defense was just out there for a long drive.
Bata trying to get out of trouble and looks for Stevens. Let's see if it was caught. It sounds like the ball may have hit the ground, and the official will say it is a catch at the 35-yard line. So that'll be a first down. Let's take one more look at it, Mark. Was this caught?
I believe that was a catch, but that's a great job by your quarterback, Fatan. Yeah, he's got his hands under it, he grips it, and he does a good job, Clinton Stevens, of coming back to the football and helping his quarterback out. He's feeling the pressure, so Bata has to get outside and look for a receiver, and you're taught as a receiver when your quarterback's in trouble, come back to the ball, but he also recognizing where that first down yardage is to pick up a badly needed first down.
Now they keep it on the ground with Courtney Lowry and the big first half, and he picks up 4 right there. Lowry with 12 touchdowns on the season, came in here just shy of 500 yards rushing. He has looked like a 1,000-yard rusher at least in this game.
Yeah, he's been very impressive, showing the ability to make people miss, as he's got 59 yards on the night. A tough runner, gets in between the tackles, can make some things happen, and Dwyer doing a good job converting there, because when you're on the road like that, especially, Manatee seizing control of the football game, you at least have to flip the field and get a couple of first downs if you're not going to score.
We'll run it again. This picks up 2. Courtney Lowry once again. You said, Mark, at the beginning, the 7 senior starters for this Dwyer team. Also want to point out, when I asked Coach Daniels, what's the weak spot of this Dwyer team, he said our offensive line. I don't know if our guys can hold up for 4 quarters. We don't have the size of a state championship prototypical offensive line. They look pretty good here tonight.
They look good tonight, and also last week against Aquinas. I mean, they were outmatched in that football game too, and were able to win it. So sometimes size doesn't always tell the story.
Bata, first down, and more, driving those legs for 11 yards to midfield.
And I think it's a great job by Jack Daniels calling plays on this drive, establishing the run, because as we mentioned, Fatan Bata was starting to be a little inaccurate with his throws. So you establish yourself on the ground, give him a chance to settle down a little bit and get in the flow of the second half.
Yeah, we have settled in, and Manatee has settled in. A touchdown by Antonio Eggers, and it's 13-7 in a 7A state semifinal showdown. Downtown Bradenton on a gorgeous night in Manatee County. The Hurricanes and the Dwyer Panthers. Manatee has taken their first lead of the night. And 13-7 is where we stand. Hawkins Stadium jam-packed tonight. Dwyer with the football, first down from the 49. As Fatan Bada going back to work. Bada picks up 3. Let's send it to the studio. Another update from our JB Long.
Miami, Norland, and Palmetto. The Tigers were up by as many as 20, remember, but third quarter, Duke Johnson, the Vikings back, scores twice. This one 70 yards, 4 unanswered touchdowns for the Vikings as they take the lead. But Trent Miller leads his team right down the field, finds Shaquille Harris. A long way to go in 5A as we send it back to you. Drew, we'll keep you posted.
Thank you, JB. 2nd and 7. Bada now going deep. 2 defenders out there, and this one is incomplete. Oh, he threw into double coverage. Willie Smith was right there in perfect position.
Yeah, that's really throwing one up for grabs right there because the receiver is double covered. You just hope he can go up and make a play. And if he doesn't, his job as a receiver is to knock that away. Look at number 8 right there, Willie Smith, feeling like he missed an opportunity for an interception, but that's one the quarterback would like to have back. There's really no play to be made there.
It was Clinton Stevens, the intended target. How about Willie Smith? He has been a key man tonight for the Hurricanes.
Yeah, great job by him of realizing that the play wasn't over and scooping that ball up for the first touchdown Manatee had.
3rd down, 7. Here comes the rush. Dwyer picks it up, and Bada fires complete at the 35. A strike to Johnny Dixon.
Yeah, that's a great job by your quarterback, recognizing the situation and finding a little gap on the edge there to Johnny Dixon and putting some heat on it. And he gets right behind that into the second level. A perfectly thrown pass. Good awareness by your wide receiver of knowing where that sideline is to make the catch for another first down. A good answer by Dwyer, and it's one they really needed because the fans and the atmosphere was really starting to go against him.
It's Dixon now in motion. Bada taken down from behind. As we watch this Dwyer offense at work, Mark, the 2 receivers, Clinton Stevens and Johnny Dixon, number 3 and number 1. They've been running deep all night. They are both only sophomores. Can you imagine when these 2 guys are seniors?
Yeah, I can imagine the number of letters and the attention they're going to get from big-time colleges. They both are 4-4 guys. They do little things well, and it's a little thing but a big thing. They block well down the field, and when they get the ball in their hands, they can make a lot of exciting things happen.
2nd and 9. In motion now, Nick Gonzalez. He's been quiet tonight for the Panthers. Bada trying to get away and throws it complete to the 33-yard line. Hits his man, Johnny Dixon, and that's going to pick up a couple. JB Long standing by with an update on that Plant game. JB?
Drew, third quarter, Fletcher trailing 12-0. They go to the halfback pass, trying to find a spark. Antonio Crawford is there for the interception, and his long, winding return sets his team up inside the 5. Plant fullback Mike Tate would finish it off with a 2-yard plunge to make it 19-0 Panthers, and they look to be well on their way back to Orlando next weekend.
A critical play here on 3rd down and 8. Bada will take it himself, call his own number, and be stopped at the 30. Had to get to the 26, so it's 4th down, and I have a feeling Dwyer's going to go for it.
Yeah, I think in this situation, you go out there and go for it. It's a long field goal. Interesting play call there. The quarterback draw needing 8 yards to go. Now that brings up a 4th and 4. Tough situation.
They'll try and draw Manatee off. The Hurricanes aren't biting. And now a timeout called on the field. Coach Daniels will talk this over. Anthony Williams was the running back on that play. It's usually Lowry. And now Bada will take a break as this Dwyer team hitting the road tonight, definitely a little bit out of their element. Look at the opponents this year, Mark, the distances they had to travel. Spanish River, Santa Lucis, Atlantic and Wellington, nowhere near as far as Manatee, 171 miles, nearly 4 hours if you stop to eat a nice big cheeseburger like I usually do, Mark, when we're on the road.
Well, that's if you're having a slow night, you'll eat one cheeseburger. But yeah, that's a big deal when you have to go 171 miles. You're not accustomed to travel. It changes things from where you eat, how you eat, what time you get here, that long bus ride, something they're not accustomed to. But again, I remember Tony Dungy, no excuses, no explanations. So that's really no reason for any type of play that's going on tonight.
And speaking of food, I got to mention the food spread here in this press box tonight, the best we have seen all season long here at Hawkins Stadium. They do a first-class job.
Great hospitality. We certainly appreciate that because you and I both are huge fans of food and a lot of it.
Fourth down, a little more than 4 for Bada under center. He'll fake it, try and go the other way, and complete it. Lowry looking for an opening, and it's not there. Manatee's defense will stand on 4th down.
And I tell you what, if you run this play back, Baton Bada might rethink his decision right there because he looks like he has an opening on the right side. He hesitates just for a minute. The Manatee defense closes in on him, forces him to make a throw across the field, which prevents him from getting the first down. Great job defensively there by forcing the action by Manatee.
Rashawn Goff, number 4, there to make the play, the Palmetto transfer. His former school also in a big moment tonight. Right now his job is to help these Hurricanes. First down and 10 for Manatee. It's Leon Allen. He picks up 1 before he is tackled by Mark Kelly. And Derek Sharp, did you get a chance to come up here and enjoy this unbelievable spread?
Of course not, but thanks for the reminder. I'll be up there in a second. I saw some Frito pie. I don't know if you guys got any Frito pie, but that's all I care about. If they bring that up there, save me some. That last play, the 4th down play, you could tell was going to be a design roll to the right, throw to the left. Maybe he could have run for it, but in his head, he was going to make the throw, and you saw how that works out.
Oh, yeah.
And that's, as a quarterback, you have to make decisions on the fly and what's best for the situation. Looked like to me he could have got around the edge and maybe run for that, decided to make the throw, and it cost him.
Sandberg unloads, and making the catch was Juwan Pollock. Picks up a couple. It's going to be 3rd down long for the Hurricanes, and if you're Manatee, you cannot sit on a 6-point lead, not with the athletes that this Dwyer program has.
Yeah, and this drive looks completely different than the opening drive. They came out and really established running the ball, moving it around through the air. Not quite the pep in their step here on the initial couple of downs on this second drive.
4 wide receivers right now. Sandberg shifting left and throwing. It's caught. Juwan Pollock, another big play up to the 46, and all of a sudden number 3 starting to make plays.
Juwan Pollock, not the biggest guy at 5'8", 160 pounds, but a good job by Cord Sandberg on the run, finding his receiver, lofting the ball over the defender to pick up the first down.
Juwan Pollock, Mark, once played at Bradenton Prep, but guess what? He transferred. He had a good reason. That school closed its football program.
Yeah, that'll kind of make you reassess things and kind of forces your hand, but I'm sure he's happy he landed where he did.
There's Anthony Loro on the bench, not in the game right now. The Hurricanes having to operate without one of their top weapons. They still have Leon Allen, though, as he busts one loose, 16 yards inside the 40.
Yeah, Leon Allen, but they spread the defense out right here. It's just a direct handoff up the middle. Good blocking. There's a lot of space in the middle. We talked about this guy. When he gets ahead of steam, that 220-pound body gets it up the field and can run people over. But that's a good design on the play call and a good execution again by the offense.
There's the numbers from Allen, 8.7 a carry. Getting it done tonight in this key situation. Allen one more time. Gets 3 before he runs into a wall led by Mark Kelly, and that is how we will end quarter number 3. Well, it is definitely a festive championship atmosphere here in Manatee County. The Hurricanes leading Dwyer by 6, and we are back right after this. The story continues to unfold in the 7A state semifinal. Manatee over Dwyer 13-7 as we head to quarter number 4. And before we do that, time to announce our Bright House Sports Network Athletes of the Week. We do this every single week on VHSN.com. D'Angela Mathis for Southeast, our top basketball player. Janarian Grant from Pasco, a great job in football. Alex Morrell from George Jenkins in soccer, and Brandon Bell from Dixie Hollins. Congratulations to all of our Bright House Sports Network Athletes of the Week. So Cord Sandberg hanging in there after Manatee loses their top ball carrier, Anthony Loro. And now it's 2nd and 7. Sandberg, fell down, but would have cut it upfield and picked up a first down. Instead, it is going to be 3rd down and about 5 coming up.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Cord Sandberg there as he turns back to the middle of the field. We talked about his vision. He sees an opening in the middle, and if he's able to plant that foot and cut off of it and get up the field, he's going to be running down the middle of the field for a lot of yards.
Well, Sandberg's also a champion weightlifter, Mark, in Manatee County in the 180-pound classification, so he has got tremendous strength. This is a low snap, and no more disaster on 3rd down. 3rd down tonight has not been kind for the Hurricanes.
And that's a play that you can't have happen. The low snap from the center doesn't give your quarterback a chance to catch the ball cleanly and make anything happen. And although he tried to, he's smart enough to know that the bottom line is make sure when the play is over, you still have control of the football. Really had no choice but to fall on the ball.
So after that, loses 5 yards. Now, Nicholas Tankersley on to punt it away.
Good opportunity here for Manatee to back Dwyer up, make them go the length of the football field. Let's see if they can execute on special teams.
It's a high kick, and it looks like Tankersley involved in a collision. Now trouble on the goal line for the Panthers, and getting out of there is Clinton Stevens. Well, Stevens was in dangerous territory, but was able to get out of trouble and up to the 10-yard line. Tankersley looked like he was run into by a Panther defender also.
Yeah, Tankersley was certainly making a case for being run into. Does a good job of getting the punt away quick because he's feeling the pressure, takes a quick step, throws it out there. It's hard to see from that angle. There was definitely contact, whether it was enough to fall down or not, and I would never have done that in my career by having contact, just take a drop like that. But, you know, that's what you're taught as a punter. If anybody's close, fall down, you never know if you'll get the penalty.
5-yard face mask on the kicking team. That penalty is enforced from the end of the run. 1st down.
So let's send it down on the field as Tankersley looks on in disbelief. Derek Sharp, what you got on Anthony Loro down there?
Well, he took that big hit, and you saw him down here on the sideline getting ice right here behind his neck. Obviously, he's a little sore. I wouldn't anticipate his return. And by the way, on that punt, if Duke in basketball didn't get the calls like that, acting job didn't get a call, the world would be a better place.
I think. Now it's Bada busting this one through as he picks up 16. Boy, he is now over 100 yards on the ground tonight, Mark, rushing. He is absolutely chopped up, this Hurricanes defense, as Loro looks like he is headed back to the sidelines. Let's see.
Yeah, it was a vicious hit he took, and you know, when you take a shot like that, you can see his body language, the way he fell. I mean, you're slightly concussed when your body drops like that, and he's been icing that neck, but I'm sure he's got one whale of a headache right now.
Guarantee he wants back in this football game. Now it's Lowry, and he's dragged down. Well, these Manatee defenders up front play with just great technique, as you saw Marquise Dawsey, the 3-year starter, make the play.
Yeah, these guys have played well all year. We talked about that in the open, and how this team kind of goes according to their defense. 6 games this year where they've only allowed 7 points. against a top team in the nation, allowing 22, 13 of those with 7 minutes to go in the football game. A very active and productive group.
2nd down and 9. Bonta under pressure. Callaway coming after him. And eventually a play made. Herschel Kaywood strikes him out of bounds. But Mark, you look at this Manatee defense and number 57 up front, who was on the chase that time. When I asked you earlier in the broadcast, never came back to it, who does he remind you of? Sort of like those old Miami Hurricane players that used to play back in the day.
You're not insinuating a Warren Sapp type guy, are you? He's kind of got the same build, a little undersized, 6'1", but 302 pounds. But it doesn't matter when you're quick as a cat like that and play with the leverage that that guy does. He's a special player for sure.
Russell Maryland, another with that body type that the Hurricanes used to constantly recruit. It's 3rd down. More pressure. Bada escapes it like Houdini. Are you kidding me?
You took the words out of my mouth. Are you kidding me? What a great run by your quarterback in traffic. You talk about vision. This kid looking all over the field. Manatee Hurricanes all around him. Just look at the footwork. Still looking for the option to pass, but cutting back against the grain, making defenders miss. That's a tremendous 1st down by your quarterback in an individual effort.
109 yards rushing. He has kept drives alive. He has kept Manatee's defense on the field. What a weapon. I mean, it's been 100 yards, Mark, but it's been 100 critical yards as Lowry now busts loose. Check that. That's 25. Anthony Williams, the 2nd option at running back, who's an outstanding backup, just a junior.
Yeah, he talked about 109 yards from the quarterback, but those are hard-earned yards. Every time that he's up in the middle, he's taking a lot of hits. It's just a direct handoff up the middle, good blocking, finds a crease. Number 25 there, Anthony Williams, gets knocked down hard at the end, but that's just a great answer by Dwyer. They've been kind of dormant on offense the 2nd half, down by 6 and on the move.
Williams, one more time. Nice play as Clinton Heaven. We haven't called 20's name very often tonight, but he has 4.5 speed, and Clinton Heaven, his 4th year on varsity, makes a big play.
Yeah, kid's really strong too. He has a 370-pound bench and a 40-inch vertical leap. 225 pounds, 20 times. Are you kidding me? That's a lot of strength at any level, especially the high school level, but a good play off of the edge there and the speed to track down the running back in the backfield.
Coach Canan hoping his defense can hold one more time. 2nd and 9. Bonta, right side, fires the strike, and it's caught. Oh, Clinton Stevens was off balance, but managed to make that catch.
Yeah, and sometimes your receiver has to help your quarterback. Patan Bada, he takes a 3-step drop and delivers it with a lot of velocity. And number 3, Clinton Stevens, leaving his feet, leaping for the ball. That's what you have to have a lot of times. It's not always going to be a perfectly thrown pass. Can your receivers help you out? And he certainly does there.
There's a look at Stevens. This young man has played his heart out tonight. 5 catches, 84 yards, but I kid you not, they've thrown at him about 12 or 13 times, and this is just shy of a 1st down. It'll be 3rd and about 1.
Yeah, Clinton Stevens is the kind of guy that you have to get the ball in his hands because he makes so many good things happen with that tremendous speed, and you can see his athletic ability leaving his feet and laying out for that catch. A very productive player.
So the Dwyer offense will stay on the field, and now they've got some options. This likely 4-down territory, so why not take a shot on a play like this?
Well, you got a quarterback here. You can drop him back and take a shot if you want, or just pound it up the middle. You need less than a yard. An excellent opportunity here to get creative with your play calling.
Bada will lunge forward and pick up the 1st down, and now extra yardage as the pile moves near the 20.
And we talked about his unbelievable ability to make plays after contact. And you can see all night long, the vision, I think, is the biggest thing that stands out right here. And you can see the strength with the stiff arm, but all night long, this kid has poured it up there in traffic and made the tough yards.
Yeah, Bada absolutely punished teams to get here, Mark. He wore down defenses on his own practically. He did it to St. Thomas Aquinas last week, so what he is doing tonight is no one-hit wonder.
Yeah, and this kid gets better as the game goes on. It's a good play call, recognition by the quarterback draw, gets on the edge, but then doesn't go down, keeps the legs going, and gets an additional 5 or 6 yards.
Bada, he is a weapon, gets to the outside, and he'll score a Dwyer touchdown.
I'll tell you what, that's a fitting touchdown for a quarterback who willed his team on this drive to get in the end zone and retake the lead. This kid has been unbelievable all night, the way he's run the football with toughness, recognition, knowing where openings are, and unfortunately, one of the biggest plays of the night for Dwyer is going to be called back. It's been the story of the night for this team. Every time.
4, holding on the offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay first down.
Every time they get something going tonight, it's been a penalty after penalty that has thwarted their efforts to get points. That's a devastating penalty. You have a tremendous run by your quarterback. You've retaken the lead, and it's called back for another penalty.
I'll tell you what, you look at the face mask of Bada, he kind of looks like Tim Tebow just a little bit, doesn't he?
He does, and the way he runs, man, a lot of people have come down hard on Tebow and his style, but it's very effective. Just take a look and see if we can see the penalty. I saw number 4 there. I see just a very slight push in the back that was after the fact. I don't know if I agree with that call.
Now he'll go for the end zone and looking for Johnny Dixon. Well covered. Step for step. Jalen Holmes right there with him. And it falls incomplete.
Yeah, Johnny Dixon, you give him a shot. He gets down in the corner of the end zone and is very athletic. You can see at the last second, just leaps up and tries to catch the ball at its highest point, which receivers are taught to do, just a little bit out of his reach. A good throw and giving his receiver an opportunity to make a play. Dude, that's one of the better runs I've seen from the quarterback position all year long. It's just unfortunate that's brought back to a penalty. This kid has been dynamic all night, and what a future he's got ahead of him.
Here it's 13-7 Manatee in our other bracket. Lakeland has fallen to First Coast 24-14. Faton Bada, willing his team down the field, will throw it incomplete, and a flag will come down in the vicinity of the quarterback, and this looks like an illegal hit.
Yeah, that's going to be a shot to the head. You can see the official right there was right on the spot. When you go up to the quarterback's head, and most of the time the officials are right in that area, they're not going to miss that. So that's another big penalty going the other way.
Personal foul, roughing the passer on the defense. That's a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
I don't know if that's a payback for the last call, because I don't believe that was a penalty, but he delivers the football, and you can see right there, as a defender, you're taught you cannot go up to the head. We've talked about the helmet-to-helmet contact. The high school football and all the other levels of football are cracking down on that type of behavior. As a defender, you've got to know where you're at. When the ball is delivered, do not hit the quarterback up in the eyes and the face. That's going to get called every time.
So it's a first down for Dwyer. Courtney Lowry back into the game next to Bada. He switches him to the other side now. Faton Bada will take it one more time, calling his own number. He'll pick up 1 and be taken down near the 10-yard line.
We were talking about at halftime, you know, this has been an exciting game, even though it's low scoring, and you start asking yourself, who in the world is going to establish themselves and win this football game? And you almost think that the person that has the football last might be the team that ends up winning this football game.
Well, we wanted a Donnybrook on this final Subway Restaurants game of the week, and guess what? We've got it. It's 13-7 with just over 6 minutes to go. (13-7) Manatee holding on to a 6-point lead, but Dwyer's knocking on the door as the Panthers have it second down and 8. And coming up in just a bit, our Play It Again Sports Play of the Week. That is just in a few moments in this Class 7A state semifinal. Second down and 9. Bata again. Faton Bata. Nobody's going to stop him. Touchdown, Dwyer.
This kid is unbelievable. There's no doubt about it. He gets the ball in his hand. He fakes the option, but there's no way he's pitching this football. He willed his team down the field, overcome the first touchdown, but just watch this run. Look at the power. He's hit at the 5-yard line, keeps the legs driving. He's got defenders draped all over him and drags himself into the end zone. That's a tremendous play. A great job of coming back after the penalty and retaking with a chance to retake the lead in this football game.
Now Bobby Puyol sets up for the extra point. The kick is up and good. Wow. A 12-play, 85-yard drive. And the most effective offensive play tonight for Dwyer has been when Fatan Bata has called his own number.
Yeah, I've really not seen too many times where somebody took over a football game like what I've just witnessed in the second half here. But look at the determination and the drive right there to get himself in the end zone. I don't know if his knee came down right before he went over the end line, but this kid was not going to be denied. And that's a great job of being patient, overcoming the penalty, not getting flustered that you had a score taken off the board, and able to really kind of will this team into the end zone again to take the lead. And we talked about that missed extra point early in this game. Would that be something that came back to haunt Manatee? Right now it's looming really large.
So now it'll be Cord Sandberg's turn to respond. Manatee trailing by 1 with half a quarter of football to play, but Fatan Bata, what a performance. As just over a year ago, Bata, now who puts on the headset on the Dwyer side, moved down to Florida from Brooklyn. He's from that New York area, Mark, and you can see that tough New York, Brooklyn mentality on the field when you watch him play.
Yeah, and the kid's progressed in a hurry. You know, he hasn't been extremely accurate tonight with his passing, but running the football and his leadership on the field has been tremendous.
So here's Kelvin McKnight on the return. And Manatee will get it up to the 37-yard line. Derek Sharp is down on the field with our fan of the game. What's up, Derek?
Well, when you have to talk about sports and injuries, you might not include the cheerleaders, but you know they have a tough job. 2 girls who have been sitting on the sidelines but can't do that any longer because of the way this is going. Samantha and Molly are fans of the game. All right, tell people how you got hurt, Samantha.
Well, I was at cheer competition, and I did a round of back handspring tuck, and I landed wrong, and my knee went one way and my body weight went the other.
Yeah, you shouldn't try that move in general. Let's get this play first here.
So first down for Sandberg. And Lauro takes another shot as they blow it dead. Derek, continue.
And Molly, in practice this week, tell us what happened.
I was back spotting a stunt, and I ended up falling, and the girl fell on top of me. So,
again, stuff that normal people don't try. So you guys deserve it. Do you think, first of all, before we give you your little award here, do you think Manatee is going to pull this out?
Yes, I do.
A field goal or a touchdown?
A touchdown.
So no field goal at the end, but that's a good prediction to keep an eye on. And for your efforts and your pain, you are fans of the game. Samantha and Molly.
Let's go, Kane!
Well, I will tell you what, we also do a telecast for the state cheerleading championships, Mark. That is no joke at all. These ladies put it on the line. As the Hurricanes running the football, they are close to a first down, and they may have it at the 48-yard line. Let's send it now to the studio. JB Long with an update on the Plant Panthers.
Drew, fourth quarter, Plant pouring it on. Wesley Bullock, another Panther touchdown, 26 yards for a 26-zip lead. Fletcher would get on the board, 26-7 now late in the fourth quarter. Drew, looking forward to your finish out there in Manatee.
Well, thank you, JB. We have got you covered in a historic night of high school football on Bright House Sports Network. Several teams competing. Lakeland is out in Class 7A after falling to First Coast. Plant battling, Armwood battling, Palmetto battling, and here Manatee down to the wire.
Yeah, it's been an exciting football game, back and forth, and you know, this is what I love about games like this. You're in the state semifinals. It really tests your mettle as a football team, both offensively, defensively, and special teams. If there's a weakness on your football team, this is the kind of game that will expose that. And it's not always the case. A lot of times on the high school level especially, you can get away during the season with maybe not having a squared away special teams or a weakness here or there. But in games like this, if you have a weakness, it will definitely be exposed.
Well, we hope you've been following our updates and also during the game and after the game. Go to BHSN.com. As throughout the night, we will be updating it with full coverage from all the contests from around our viewing area.
And that Armwood game will be televised at 10:30 tonight, is that correct?
Absolutely. A doubleheader continues as Tom Morgan and our good friend Pat O'Hara on the call from Lyle Flag Field in Seffner. 14-13. Can Manatee punch back here as Anthony Loro is back into the game for the Hurricanes. He lines up in the slot and is wearing number 23. Pasco High School up in Wakulla. They are in overtime right now, Mark. So the Pirates shocked Jesuit last week. And that game 31-7 on the Subway Restaurants Game of the Week. And Pasco in overtime with Wakulla. They have just taken the lead. It is 28-21. The Pirates were down 21-7. Jacob Guy, you never count him, and Trey Dudley Giles out.
Good stuff.
This game has been just one where you just don't know what is going to happen for sure. As we've got Armwood and Bartram Trail coming up next. Right here. Do not go anywhere. A special doubleheader and a tape delay. And the first time I think we've ever done this on BHSN, just reestablishing our commitment to high school sports.
Yeah, it's great. The updates and following all the exciting games that are going around the different counties. So it's been an exciting night, and this game certainly hasn't disappointed us.
First down and 10. Sandberg hands it off, and Leon Allen runs into his tackle and is eventually brought down. Ted Taylor camping out. And the Hurricanes backfield here tonight. That loses 5 as Ted Taylor, Mark, he has been wreaking havoc.
Yeah, Ted Taylor does a really good job there of making a play. And all night he's been in that backfield and creating havoc. You can see the speed coming off the edge for the sack, and then making the quarterback make a tough decision and getting him on the ground before he's able to. And right there, the last play, he sheds a blocker and gets a running back down in the backfield. But he's had a tremendous impact on this football game.
Without a doubt. Sandberg picks up a couple, but this is going to bring up third down and 12, and a down that Manatee has struggled with as a late flag comes down. And let's see. If this is on Dwyer, it'll be another critical penalty.
Well, looks like it's going to be against Dwyer.
Dead ball.
Oh my goodness.
We talked about the keys to the game tonight.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense, 15-yard penalty, results in a first down.
We talked about that in the open, or the keys to the game, excuse me, how critical penalties are going to be. It normally shows up, penalties are never good, but it's always at the most inopportune time. It's a momentum changer. You have a big play, and then it's brought back because of a penalty. Sometimes your offense can't overcome it. But on the defensive side, you're gaining momentum. You're about to get a stop. It costs you 15 yards. It will get your team beat. You just cannot have foolish penalties.
Let's see if we can check out where it happened. I believe one of the players complaining about a call, and you just don't see much action there.
You don't see a lot, but my guess is there was a little verbal chirping going on right there, and the official didn't like what he heard.
So Sandberg to Loro now. What a pitch as Anthony Loro back into the game. Well, you think he wants to move on after being lit up earlier tonight. He picks up 15 and a first down.
What a great effort by Cord Sandberg right there as he's literally going to the ground. He pitches the ball at the last second to Anthony Loro, who scoots up the sideline. But just watch this. He's about to fall down and shoots it out to the edge. Good blocking by your receiver down the field. And look at the effort right here. It's a kid that just went off the field and sat on the sideline with an ice pack on the back of his neck. It comes back in the game with a tremendous effort play.
Loro, the junior wideout, not going down without a fight. Allen, right through that line, picks up 3. He is tackled there by Jared Brown. the junior linebacker.
Yeah, and Lauro, I mean, I can't sing his praises enough. He took a vicious hit, went over and kind of regrouped for a couple of quarters. Really fast kid, and you know, when you talk about a Wes Welker type player, we mentioned that earlier in the game. I mean, that's some high praise, but he's a guy that does it all. He's fast, he's a playmaker, he's smart, and you can see his want to. He kind of got off the deck and came back in this football game.
Second down. Leon Allen one more time. And the Western Kentucky commit gets it to the 20, ran over a tackler. Mark, he is going to play for Willie Taggart at Western Kentucky, the former Manatee Hurricane, who was one time a quarterback here at Manatee High School.
Yeah, look at the power right there. Leon Allen just gets a straight handoff up the middle, and you know, this kid's got tremendous size and strength at 220 pounds and shows it right there with his ability to run over defenders.
Yeah, Western Kentucky only saw Allen in the spring game and said, yep, he's our guy. Sandberg, option, Cord Sandberg, touchdown.
I'll tell you what, a great answer right there by Manatee. As you look at the crowd and the excitement going on, that's a tremendous play by Cord Sandberg, and we've seen tremendous play out of both quarterbacks. He's not going to be denied either, leading a tremendous drive to answer the touchdown by Dwyer. Season opening, breaks a few tackles, and gets it in for the touchdown. Just a direct snap in the shotgun, gets it on the edge, breaks a tackle, gets it in for the go-ahead touchdown. A tremendous response by Manatee. And Drew, we talked about, it looks like the team that has the ball last could potentially win this football game. Let's see if Dwyer can answer.
Manatee wants to go for two. 1 point does them no good here. And a flag will come down as the crowd quiets down, and now the Hurricanes will be pushed back.
Dead ball, delay a game, offense.
Oh.
5-yard penalty, we'll retry.
And that ends up being a critical penalty because now it pushes back the Hurricanes. Decision time for Coach Canan. They wanted 2 points to make it a touchdown and extra point football game, because if Dwyer comes back and scores and kicks the extra point, they win.
Yeah, you still have to go for it, even though you give up some critical yardage right there in the red zone. You still need 2 points to make it a touchdown and an extra point. So they're going to go for it. But again, the penalties and how critical they are. You look at the yardage when you get inside the 10-yard line. I mean, that's some tough yardage to try to get. So you can't afford to have those types of situations.
So Sandberg now looking towards the end zone, throws it low and incomplete. Oh, Jawan Pollock had shaken free of Johnny Dixon, but Sandberg just could not put it on his numbers. Another look at the touchdown.
Gets on the edge, that's great blocking, kind of shoves the defenders out. He cuts back, he's been doing it all night. We talked about his vision, and he sees it right there, and he's got the speed and the power to break tackles to get it in the end zone. That's a tremendous job by Manatee of responding. I can't wait to see this Dwyer offense get back on the field with 3 minutes to go to see how they respond.
Well, the drive, 7 plays, 63 yards, just over 3 minutes, and Cord Sandberg cashes it in.
That's crunch time right there. When the game's on the line, especially in a game of this magnitude, the state semifinals, trying to win this football game, to buy your bus ticket, so to speak, to Orlando for the state finals. But you look at number 5 on the other side and the night that he's had, and he willed his team the last drive in to take the lead. He's got 3 minutes on his side, plenty of time to make something happen. Let's see how he responds.
Look at the jersey of Fatan Bada. He looks like he has rolled through the mud all night.
This is where history's made. You talk about legends and when the game's on the line and when it matters the most, how do kids respond? I love to see the pressure situations and watch kids attack it on the high school level and make plays. And both of these quarterbacks in particular have been tremendous all night long. Talked about special teams and these kickers and how there's not a lot of return yards. Let's see if it's a situation here. Number 3, Clinton Stevenson, has been waiting all night for his opportunity. Let's see if he gets it.
Tankersley puts it high in the air. And it'll be received by Clinton Stevens. Stevens takes a shot and stays on his feet up to the 44-yard line.
Yeah, Clinton Stevens earlier in the game on a kickoff tried to toe tap on the end line to get a chance to return this ball. But what he does great here is he sees an opening and he hits it with speed, and he's able to break a tackle because of it and puts Dwyer in excellent field position to start this next drive.
So Stevens dangerous as a receiver and on returns. He's done it all here tonight on television. 1st and 10. Bada fakes and calls the most effective play of the night. Another gasher down to the 33.
Wow. That's good blocking up front, but this is a quarterback right here who's feeling it. He wants the ball in his hands. You can see, fakes a handoff. There's no way he's handing the ball off. Good blocking up front, gets a little space, and as all night long, he's been in that secondary, making people miss and getting additional yards. A tremendous first down play and on the move again here for Dwyer.
2.5 minutes to go. Bada will hand it off to Lowry, and Courtney Lowry gains 4. He is stopped right there. As see the crowd there, Blake Keller there to trip him up.
Yeah, and if you're Dwyer here, you've just got over 2 minutes to go, and ideally you'd like to march this ball down and have a chance to score the touchdown with not a lot of time remaining on the clock, because Manatee has shown that they can respond, so you don't want to send them out there offensively with a bunch of time left on the clock.
But the key is, Mark, they need a touchdown.
Got to get in the end zone.
Bada sidesteps and runs right in the big 52. Darius White, a senior linebacker, was there to hit him first.
This kid's amazing too. Bada, when he gets in traffic, man, he's not ducking anybody. He puts his head down and tries to run people over.
Keep in mind, when you're a quarterback run, it's just like the Wildcat. You've got a numbers advantage, and when you have a guy who is 6'3", 225 running at you, it is tough to stop.
Yeah, he certainly has been that with almost 160 yards on the ground.
3rd and 4. Crowd on their feet. Bada, one more time. And the Manatee defense will slow him down. Darius White once again. And also big number 44, Kelvin Carter, to make the stop.
Yeah, good pursuit, good lane discipline by Manatee right there. You know the quarterback's feeling it, he's hot. Good pursuit, turning back into the middle where your defenders are, get him on the ground. Certainly in 4-down territory as Bada's slow to get up.
So Fatan Bada now on the field, and it looks like he is shaken up. Well, Derek Sharp, Manatee has been in this situation before in a state semifinal, looking to close the deal.
Notice the score right now. Last year, Dwyer was trailing Armwood 19-14. Had kind of been stymied a little bit for much of the game. Came down and scored with, 19 seconds to go up. Missed the 2-point conversion. It was 20-19. And then Armwood kicked a field goal to win. I'm just saying, the similarities are starting to get to me.
Well, here there's about a minute left, and as we close down this high school football season, Bright House Sports Network is proud to announce our crew, Mark, all the hard work that they have done watching this game tonight. Our director, Bob Herman, EVS operator and production manager, Ken O'Leary, Grant Rice on audio all year long, Demetrius Koromilis, our graphics guy with James Austin, the engineer, on camera, Mitch Workman, Randy Levine, Tony Tharp, Scott Lusby, Adam Westrich, Matt Coombs, Brandy Sands, Sean Coltis in the truck with the score cube, Ryan Shepard, our grip with Chrissy Palladino, Peter Skondris and Sean Murin here with us in the press box on stats all season long.
Done a great job.
What a season it has been.
Yeah, thanks for all the hard work there. That's something that gets really not talked about as much as it should, but they're here early, setting up, here late, breaking things down, but do a tremendous job of providing the coverage that we were able to give to our Bright House viewers.
And it's nights like tonight, as you take a look at Matt Coombs, you take a look at our crew, it's nights like tonight that make all the hard work so rewarding, Mark, when you see games like this.
Yeah, and you look at a big 4th down here, and the best player on the field tonight for Dwyer's on the sideline. Fatan Bada hurt his leg, so we're going in with another quarterback in a very, very difficult situation at 4th and 5 with the game on the line.
So it's Bobby Puyol, who Bada beat out in the preseason. 0 for 1 on 4th down tonight for Dwyer. Puyol looking to make a play, and it's dropped.
Wow, as you can see, heartbreak on the field right there as Manatee celebrates on the sideline. Julio does a good job of going in a tough situation. Cold rolls out on the edge there. We'll take a look at the pass. I don't know if it was tipped or not, or just a drop ball. But Julio rolls out, squares his shoulders, delivers the pass, hits number 1, Johnny Dixon, right in his chest.
And it would have been a first down, 2 yards right in front of the marker.
That's a tremendous job of executing from a quarterback that has not played all night. Unfortunate, his receiver, Johnny Dixon, who's open, misses an opportunity to make the reception for a first down. And that's how this one's going to end.
So Dwyer, I believe with 1 timeout left, Manatee now will take one. And Coach Jack Daniels still not happy about how perhaps some of the calls influenced the second half and even the first half of this game.
Yeah, and I think the biggest one would be the fumble in the first half, where you can make an argument either way, whether the receiver was down on the ground and then Willie Smith was able to pick up the fumble and return it for a touchdown. And right now, that's a difference in the football game.
They're really ready to celebrate here on the Manatee side. The Hurricanes faithful say we are going to Orlando. Start booking your hotel reservations right now.
What a great football game, though. You know, there were some missed opportunities and mistakes in the first half, but you've got to credit both coaching staffs, all the players on both sides that come out here and play a tremendous second half. And as we said, it looked like it was going to come down to who had the football last to maybe win the football game. Congratulations to Joe Canaan as his team is moving on.
Palmetto falls tonight to Miami Norland 35-27, but on this side of Manatee County, the Hurricanes are taking it one step further. The season will continue for these 2011 Manatee Hurricanes as we wind down the final minute. Mark, our player of the game, who would you say for the Hurricanes?
Got to go with the quarterback. He did a good job running the football all night, executing the offense, a well-deserved honor.
Cord Sandberg, an MVP performance. Also Fatan Bata. What a great game. 2 great quarterbacks that we are going to see years down the line on the college level.
Yeah, very impressed. These guys came out, executed their offense. They're clear leaders on their football team. And just a tremendous football game. You hate to see one team lose. As you look at number 5, they're banged up, but a gutsy performance. Again, congratulations to Manatee. They're moving on.
They rush the field here at Joe Canaan Field and Hawkins Stadium. This is a college atmosphere. For years, the Division III college football championships were here at Hawkins Stadium, and right now it's got that festive type of atmosphere.
Yeah, and I just, congratulate Dwyer and the season that they had, Jack Daniels and the program that he's put together there. His team came out and fought hard tonight, missed a few opportunities, made some critical mistakes that potentially cost them the game, but my hat's off to him for a successful season.
When we come back, it is our player of the game. And then we will talk to Coach Joe Canaan immediately after that. 19-14 your score. Manatee is going to Orlando. And we will be back after this.
Here with the Subway player of the game, Cord Sandberg, who, calm, cool, and collected right now. But tell me, you weren't that way the whole time, were you?
No, sir. Throughout that whole game, I was trying to stay cool, but when the defense came with that big stop, I couldn't control myself. I was going crazy. I'm so happy to play Brandon this team.
Wow, and at the end there, you guys were getting into field goal range, but I have a feeling you weren't interested in a field goal. You wanted to go ahead and punch it in. It looked like it on the go-ahead touchdown.
Yes, sir. We knew if we got in the end zone, our defense wasn't going to let us down because they're a good defense, and they were going to get a stop there at the end if we scored a touchdown. I was happy we were able to get in the end zone for them.
What's it like being a quarterback in a game that's probably going in going to be a low-scoring game? Is it kind of frustrating and you have to pick your spots?
Each game's a different game, and you just kind of got to take what the defense gives you. And a win's a win. Last week, we didn't score a touchdown. Defense played. We got some first downs here. They were trying to contributing, but to get a win tonight is just awesome.
Now, towards the end there, after the game, actually, the fans rushed the field. Has that been a scene you've seen here before?
Yes, sir. A couple of years out of Aquinas, they stormed the field. When they were the #1 team in the nation, it's just the fans are excited. It's good stuff.
But you know you have one more game left against First Coast next week. How do you feel about that?
First Coast won?
Yes, they did.
Okay, we just got to go to Orlando, game plan, and try to get a win. You're so close. After next week, we're both done. Someone's going to win, someone's going to lose. I hope we can win it all.
That's a great way to look at it. Thanks a lot. Congratulations. We're going to grab you the football in just a couple of minutes. We're going to give you are the player of the game. Go celebrate. Thanks a lot. That's Court Sandberg. He is the guy who scored the winning touchdown for Manatee in a very, very hard-fought game here. Final score of 19-14.